It's been 2 weeks, so a lot has gone down. So to get us back, caught back up. The last time we were all gathered together, you all had traveled to Waterdeep by way of Fleetfoot Mac's cloak from the Sea of Moving Ice far to the north of the Sword Coast, after engaging with the White Dragon Orothator, losing along your way a companion. Out for blood and vengeance, you all made your way to Waterdeep in search of someone you assumed to be Balysar's mother, who Fleetfoot believes he saw trapped beneath the caverns below Waterdeep. Upon arriving in Waterdeep, Balysar asked around, and by asked around, I mean shouted, in the streets of Waterdeep in the evening, asking for the whereabouts of the entryway to any tunnels beneath the city. Luckily, someone who overheard him, one of the, you would imagine, many people who overheard Balysar shouting in the streets, was a woman who he had served with on his time as the Royal Guard of Waterdeep. So, you all, let's change this music back because I don't like that. You all made your way, following her instructions, to the ruins of the home of a harbor master in Waterdeep, and from there, Leotaurus was able to discover an entryway using his knowledge of thieves' cant. And
first time.
Heck yeah!
First time I got to use it, I was so excited. I'm like, I've had that since like level 1. Can I please use this?
And pick the lock to go down into the tunnels. You all made your way through the tunnels for some time, seeing a variety of strange constructs and machines beneath the city, before eventually finding yourself in a room that was filled with a number of these automatons and engaging with them in a pretty long and harrowing combat. After some time, you realize that there was an entity or individual observing your movements through the tunnels beneath the city. One you assumed to be Caurelius Than by the sound of his voice. You all would know him as one of the newer members of the Lords Alliance and the Council of Lords of Waterdeep. After resting from your encounter, you continued navigating through these caverns beneath the city, eventually coming upon a locked room with an elven individual bound and gagged inside this room on a pedestal, a stone slab, through magical means. You were able to surmise this as he was unable to access any of his magics that Leaf recognized as distinctly druidic in nature. After freeing him, he decided to accompany you for a period of time through the caverns, and you all continued for some time before finding a large opening with a crevice running down the middle of this entry, down this larger cavern, and from there engaged with two individuals, one Barash, the father of Balysar, and the other Caurelius Than, who revealed his true nature as a demonic entity, as he hovered above you, flinging spells for some time before Leaf began nimbly counterspelling them all, much to his frustration. The fight lasted for some time before the cavern fell silent, as you all revived the body of Barash, only to ask him a few questions, then slay him yet again. You all are now set, tired, bruised, bloodied, in these dark tunnels and caverns beneath the city of Waterdeep, the sound of a low crackling fire filling your ears. What would you all like to do?
Did we
Loot my dad's body.
Yeah. Did we loot him already?
No. It was a pretty quick exit last time around. So, on your father's form, you find a unique and quite damaged bit of armor, covered in bronze and iron gears that seem to have, up until his death been clicking around his form. It is easily removable from his body, and I'll put that item in your inventory once it has been identified. Up until now, just it is some splint mail armor. Splint, rather, armor. You also find a glaive that he had been using. A rather long weapon that you would surmise gave him the ability to reach you on many of his attacks. Other than that, you find 18 gold pieces, 12 silver pieces, and 3 copper. Nothing else on his person.
And the other guy?
You will go to his form and find that all but his heart has been reduced to ash on the ground.
Ooh.
It is a strange thing. Rather large in size, you would imagine. I mean, give me a medicine check since you're the one getting there, Leo.
Ooh. Gosh, I was just saying how bad my medicine is.
Let's see what we got.
10.
It's big. It's a big heart.
It's a big heart.
It's a big black heart.
Should I, do you guys think I should stab it again, just in case? Do we need to do something with this heart?
Whose heart?
You look over and you see him standing over or kneeling over this massive black. It looks like a stone from this distance. Anyone who's nearby, give me this would be an intelligence check, if you'd like to. Anyone who's interested.
20.
Balysar, you would know that demons, from your studies, demons, while they are on the prime material plane, do not die. Their bodies simply reform in the 9 hells from whence they emerged. The fact that this has been left behind, a little odd.
Stab it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna stab it with my dagger.
Okay, you pull your dagger and and as you do this strange, it's right in front of you. I'm not, roll to attack this still. No, you got it. Tink! I missed. Dagger's broken.
Great.
Perfect. We're starting out grand. Swimmingly. And as you do, you hear this, and a strange black and gray mist dissipates as the heart dissolves. And Leo, you hear a as the laughter dies away.
Great. I think I did the wrong thing.
No, I think you did the right thing.
Oh, okay.
Does normally do that.
I don't know. Sounded like a good idea, though.
Okay.
At which point, Balysar, as you do this conversation, Fleetfoot looks over. I didn't ever tell you guys this, but I have this thing I can do where I can assume the form of somebody who recently died around me. So, did that on your dad.
You did what?
It's probably easier if I just show you. I'm trying to capture my best TJ Fleetfoot right now.
You're doing
Thank you.
fantastic. It's making me giggle.
So, yep. And with that, you see Fleetfoot's form grow and get much broader and assume while still in Fleetfoot's clothing, this massive golden dragonborn form of Barash standing in front of you.
Dragon.
Yes.
Got it.
Yep. He is now eye level with you, standing. It's odd the family resemblance you all are witnessing between Balysar and his father.
So I'm rolling initiative. Like I'm ready. I'm ready to fight again now.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an initiative roll. Because Leaf is standing in the back and he's not.
Fleetfoot?
You hear him be, oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, your dad is big.
You got big.
Yeah, no, this is what this ability does. Fleetfoot, or not Fleetfoot, Leaf, what was that roll?
I had a 6 for initiative.
So that would have been, so Fleetfoot rolled higher on his in this little world of interaction between him and Leaf. At which point, So that would be Fleetfoot's action is telling you this. Leaf, you're just barely within earshot. You see the two of them having this conversation.
My wisdom is high enough and my insight is high enough to figure out that he's not.
Your passive insight at this point would say, oh, what the fuck is that?
So I'm just going to be on the ready.
Okay.
If it looks like it's his dad and not Fleet, I'm going to attack it.
Seems like a plan. No actions holding. You're just getting ready to... Okay, got it.
So you just look like my dad now first?
You know... Balysar. The teeth, man.
What about our...
They're sharp. They're sharp. They're sharp. No, I've got his memories, too. He's fucked up, man.
Wait, so has my mom been down here the whole time?
No.
But she is through that wall over there.
Yes.
Perfect.
Also, there's a trap that when you open it... Did you open it?
I don't...
You did.
Oh, yeah, we did.
It's on fire.
Perfect.
So we might want to go
Oh.
stop that.
Let's go do that now.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like a
let's go
plan.
do that
Seems
now.
so you just see in Fleetfoot's typical like feline lilting form turn and attempt to sprint in this new dragonborn body. And then I'm gonna make him roll for it. That's a natural one. He's really not able to handle the new weight and just lands on the ground.
Great.
Ugh.
I think you should.
I come out of my
change
ready
back.
now. Now I'm convinced it's Fleet.
At this point, Leaf, you would know it is not.
Maybe
not
you should
barrage.
change back. Can you do that?
Guys, this wall's on fire over here.
Yeah. So you see him get up and start to run in. You
Okay.
move inside the entry you open. Entering quickly, just kind of a cursory glance around, you do hear the crackling of fire. Inside there are two massive metal cages that stand about 8 feet by 10 feet, or 8 feet wide, 10 feet high. There is emerging from 3 wooden tables flames that are starting to engulf the center of the room. It is about 60 feet long and 20 feet wide. There are 3 individual fires throughout the room. They're starting to grow and crackle as your delay has began to have them continue to grow. What would you like to do?
Are they too close to the actual cages?
They are growing closer. And the one further away, you can tell with the firelight that is kind of glinting.
Do I know if all 3 of them have people in them?
So there are 2, and give me a perception check really quickly.
Okay.
So you're going to run in and just look around.
How
Leaf.
big did you say the fires were?
They are growing. So the one by the entryway is the smallest because of the stone that has opened. It's kind of isolated it. The one that's about 30 feet away from you is the largest. It is now gliding up to the ceiling and filling the space in the center of the room. The one furthest away.
That's pretty big. The one close to us is how big?
Imagine a small campfire.
Perfect. I'm going to
16.
prestidigitation that one. I can. Where is it?
16.
Light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
Okay, so the one behind the door that you're able to just barely kind of make out. Yeah, that's gone. There are still 2 that are growing, one quite large, about 10 feet across, and currently billowing up to the ceiling on a number of papers, and the one furthest away. There are bodies in both of these, and one of them seems to be a quite large pile. The other seems to only have 2.
Okay, so I'm gonna go up to them and I'm gonna try to unlock the cages.
So the one closest to you or the one furthest away? The one closest to you that Leaf just the fire out.
Okay, they're safe.
The one furthest away, the fire is now encroaching, and the bodies are unmoving.
Okay, I'm gonna do the one that would be in the most danger.
Okay, so
I'm going to go to the other one.
Okay. What are you going to do with the other one?
Try and open it.
Lockpicking check, by the way. So sleight of hand with your proficiency and then the lockpicking bonus.
I'm going to try and break it open.
Strength check. The 2 fires are continuing to rage. Fleetfoot, I'm going to say, is going to go and
19.
attempt to put out the... There's a DC 18, so good for you. The door opens, and there are 4 bodies in here.
26.
26? Y'all, like you've practiced a million times. And there are 2 bodies in this
4
one.
medicine checks. Check on
I'd
the-
say for one general medicine check for those individuals in there. You're able to pick it open.
9.
They're dead.
Perfect. Right, moving on.
They're real dead. Fleetfoot has run over, seeing you move to the larger cage, and the cage at the further end is attempting to bat out those flames. Natural 20. So in very little time, he's whipping his cloak, which he kind of knows is a little bit safer, just in his larger form, attempting to pat out the flames with his body. He does take some damage with that, though, so... not too bad. 8 points of fire damage. I've got his sheet. Sorry, TJ. He gonna... Yes, so big! You don't know what he's referring to. You can make assumptions. There is still a very large fire happening in the center next to 2 bookshelves, a long table, and 2 benches and chairs. You're running to the other one that is now picked open. You are, Leo, just standing in the doorway. Leaf, anything you'd like to be doing in this?
Try to contain or put out the next fire somehow.
How would you like to do so?
Can I isolate bits of fire to snuff them?
You absolutely can if you wish.
I will try to do that.
Okay, I'd say make a general... since you're using your general wisdom check, you're putting your spells to use in a unique fashion, and I think that this would be a wisdom for you.
Am I allowed to use Tides of Chaos for this?
If you'd like to, yeah. You got it back.
Cool. 18.
19?
18.
18? With very little effort, you're able to and begin to isolate bits of the fire and snuff them out. What spell are you going to be using for this?
Prestidigitation.
Perfect. So very quickly using the cantrip, you're able to isolate those bits of fire that are emerging, and it takes a lot of tedious concentration. You're going to be doing this for an extended period of time until the others can get their shit together and come help you.
As long as I can contain it and they can move around it, I'm fine with that.
With that roll, you're making progress on containing it and keeping it to the area. It's still a large area, but you're doing your best to keep it contained in that large area. You are now in that room. Balysar, you would recognize immediately upon entering it the unconscious form or dead form of a familiar green dragonborn, although she has aged quite considerably in the time away.
I'm going to pick her up.
Okay, strength check for me, please.
I'm going to announce I have the fire under control to get what we need
17.
to get out.
17? Okay. You're able to pick her up and kind of move her away. As you pick her
I was
up...
thinking more like fireman's carry.
Fireman
like,
carry? Over your shoulder. Perfect. Fleetfoot, seeing Leaf attempt to maintain control the fire, is going to move over and attempt to aid you in this, so he's going to make a check as well. What's his wisdom? Oh, not bad. 17 total. And attempt to... The two of you are able to push it back, both kind of... He's taking your lead on this and push back the fire and be able to contain it. It's now getting into a smaller area as you're able to simultaneously work together on this. You have her over your shoulder. Anything you're doing?
Is there anybody that's alive or just
Medicine
unconscious?
check for me.
You know, this is really weird considering I just killed you.
He looks at you kind of mid-spell. What? Oh. Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Yeah.
11.
11.
I would try to...
The other body in there, you're able to... The DC was 10 on this one because you're so close. The other body is a human male. Not familiar to you. There is a familiar symbol on his cloak. You've seen it before, worn by Leosin and Ramalia Haventree. It is the symbol of the Harpers, and he is dead. Seems as if it has been a pretty massive blow to the skull area.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, not cool, but...
No, I mean, it's...
I'm
but
gonna,
you know.
Okay, I'm gonna move on and
Okay.
we can get out of here.
So in this time, I'd say that you are able to work to contain this, and both of you prestidigitation, kind of isolating and snuffing out and removing the oxygen from the space. You're able to have contained the fire to something that is manageable. As you would kind of turn away, you'd see both Fleetfoot as Barash and Leaf maintaining and kind of quelling this fire together as the minutes pass. If you'd like to aid them, it would be out in moments.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd just say give me a general dexterity check if you choose to assist in aiding them kind of just moving between their spells as they cast.
I got a natural 20.
You've been partnering and working with these individuals for so long, it's very easy to kind of dip and duck between the spells as they weave them and just kind of pat out the flames. As you do, it reveals a charred and pretty massive wooden desk of a light pine. On it, there contain a number of vials and beakers that at this point have been cracked and shattered as the glass has been exposed to these flames. as well as a number of papers and other things. Some remnants, some have been totally burned. But your passive perception, you'd see that there are indeed some papers that do remain on this fairly large
useful?
desk or table.
Anything useful?
If you want to look around, that'd be an investigation check.
All right.
At this point, Fleetfoot kind of. That was easy.
So the fire's out.
Yeah. Fleetfoot looks over at you.
Dude,
Nope.
you're real creepy right now.
Yeah, memories are weirder.
Well, there's anything we should know that you're remembering now?
Yeah, your dad's a dick.
Well, I know that.
Oh,
13.
you do. In fact, as you search through, and I'll get that for you right now.
Okay.
It's really not all that creepy. I can do the look thing too. I just can't do the remembering thing.
Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, useful stuff.
What language is this?
He's draconic. He's
I can read Draconic.
Yeah. So Coryllius is a demon, right?
Yeah, we just stabbed his hard stone thing.
Yeah. So apparently he's been mind controlled for this whole time. That device on the ear, yeah, that's what that does. And you see Fleetfoot pause, and you see Barash think really hard for a minute. Just,
Is he trying to friend wink?
He might be.
No, I think it's.
he's just kind of
very
nonplussed from a. Yeah. Apparently, from what he can remember, it's kind of fuzzy in the whole mind control part, but he's trying to turn the Lord's Alliance, which might be why they didn't like him.
That council people?
Yeah. Those yeah.
God, those people suck.
It'd have sucked worse if he had gotten a hold of them. Apparently. Yeah. Apparently, he had like a list of people. He looks to the desk for a second, and he just kind of goes, "Don't know if there's still a list of people."
Do you remember where the list of people was?
He just
Is that
kind
a
of
list
points
of
at
people.
You see Fleetfoot as Barash point at the desk. Yeah, that.
It's in Draconic.
Can you
I can
go and look?
read it,
Maybe?
but I can't read it.
Give it a whirl.
Actually,
Would you like to
Draconic.
aid Fleetfoot in
What?
this?
That's hilarious.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm like,
I
okay.
can poke fun at the bear while it's happening.
I'm like, all right.
It's a natural 18, so it's 23. No more, because he has expertise. 25. He looks around for a moment, and you see him pull out this. He's kind of shuffling through some drawers and things that seem to have been broken open in the flames that were burning for some time. Pulling open drawers and finding charred pieces of paper, and you see him kind of pull out a charred notebook, and then he kind of rifles through, and he goes, "Yeah, I think this is it, and I need to check the time limit on this spell. No, he can wear it until his next long rest. Yeah, this is it, but it's burned to shit."
Where are the keys to our house?
So how burned to shit is it? Like, did you help write the list to begin with?
No.
Do you know anything about the list? I'm talking to not Fleetfoot, the other person inside there right now.
Figured that.
Because if it's burned to shit but not completely,
I'm thinking, Leaf.
you might be able to put together, like, if there's
Leaf, I'm thinking.
five
I
letters.
just want to know what this note says. Because I can read Draconic.
You would know that it would say, "The fool has taken it. The fool has taken to the hills. The little fool has taken it to the hills."
The little fool has taken it to the hills.
Taken to the hills. I'm sorry. I wrote that in Draconic, and I have to remember how I translated it. The little fool
Yes.
has taken to the
That's
hills.
a very, very fun way to do it. Actually wrote it in Draconic.
Yes. Yes. Do know a few names. They are
This is the hard part.
Ramalia. Nope. Her husband. One of the Haven trees. I think it's that dead guy. And he points over at the body in the.
You know what? Never mind, Fleet. It's good.
Then in those, there's Jamna. And he walks over to the cavern and he goes, "Yep, Jamna." And he points, and you see the gnomish body of Jamna
Wish I had
Gloomsilver.
Insightful Manipulator when I met John.
You see her broken form in the cavern, on the cage below. The rest are just some people from the... Oh, shit. Balysar. Who's that big red dragonborn dude? What was his name?
Who are we talking about now?
As the DM goes to his notes, he thinks for a minute.
Red Dragonborn.
Yeah, you remember Wulin. We saw him in Waterdeep the first time around.
Okay, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
He's on the list, and he kind of holds up and you see the name crossed off. There's also every single one of the Lord's Alliance on here.
Ooh.
Perfect.
It's a hit
Although
list.
they are not dead, because given this list, and he kind of pulls around the burned notebook, and through the chars you can see there are some very clear distinctions on when a
Name's been crossed
the name
off.
has been removed. Yeah.
Well, let's take that with us.
Yeah. Good idea. I'm fucking tired.
And does anybody know what this note means?
I would say for anyone who's interested, as Leotaurus turns and shows you this charred sheet of paper written in Draconic, at which point you hear Fleetfoot go, "Thank God for the cloak."
I mean, I can read it. I just don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Give me a history check. No, intelligence. I mean, it's the same modifier, but it'd just be straight intelligence.
20.
20, thank you.
11.
Oh.
11, okay. I'll do it for Fleetfoot, too. He got a 4. Yeah, he's not going to know. You got a 20, Balysar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a 10.
10? Okay. For the three of you, the two of you and are not really physically present, Fleetfoot, it's tough. There's almost the fringe of a memory that you have about the hills. For you, Balysar, it rings out. You remember when you first met with the Lord's Alliance, they mentioned that there was... Leosin stood up and mentioned to the group, and then to you all privately afterwards, that there was a rumor that he had gathered that one of the worm speakers, Verum, had taken to the Borskar Bridge settlement, which you would know is at the very base of the Serpent Hills, which are the only named hills that have been referenced in any way that you would know of in the Sword Coast, really. With that high of a roll, you'd be able to draw that correlation. It's...
I didn't roll that high. I don't get that.
Yeah, you all are like, there's a myth. We've heard there's hills.
There's a thing.
You know,
remember that thing?
Well,
if you showed me a hill on a map, I could point it out to you. That's kind of where your head is. And the little fool, that's totally lost. You would know Verum is also a dwarf because that was mentioned. Specifically that Conrad Braun Anvil fucking wants Verum alive so he can execute him.
Well, I would share this with the group.
Okay. Balysar would share this information with you all and his assumptions about the note.
That's what I think, anyway.
Well, this is your house.
Speaking of houses, is there any
Keys to the house.
keys to the house? Yeah. Also, is there anything in my house that I should go get / know that's there?
Well, you got the sword. He was not happy about that.
Yeah, that's a nice sword.
No. Looks like he demoted your stepbrother. You have a stepbrother? Yeah, we talked about that. It's tough to differentiate.
Half brother, but
Oh, yeah, oops.
yeah.
And your stepmom, she's cool. She apparently...
So wait, is mom dead?
She is... You feel her breathing on your back right
She
now.
seems
Brother
to
is
be
shallow.
breathing, but should We should probably like get her to us.
So are we just gonna stand here with an unconscious mom on your shoulder? Are we gonna go somewhere?
Okay,
Are we gonna camp here?
You ask good questions.
Should probably get out of here.
Anything else we need to find in here?
No, we
Anything else of interest in here? Mister has memory of this whole place.
You know what, Leaf?
Hey, neat trick. Just save us time on searching.
It's 2 brains, Leaf.
Really,
Not brains.
1.5 at most. Let's
All right.
go.
Okay. That hurt my feelings.
Well, you assumed I was talking
Your
about your
felines?
your brain being the half.
I
Wow.
liked that. Actually, I'm going to use that.
Bravo.
Anyway,
You assumed I was talking about your brain being the half. Now,
well, given our other conversations, no, we got here early. At which point, Aradil kind of pokes his head and he's, I'm going to go.
so should the rest of us?
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, who's the... Never mind. And at which point, didn't we kill... I don't want to know. I'm going to go. And he
See you
kind of
later.
turns... Yeah. He just kind of walks.
Do we still need your dad, or can he go back to the cat?
At this point, you look over and you see Fleetfoot as Barash staring off into space, and you just watch the mental filing cabinet be rifled through. Just kind of... God, he sucks.
Won't you still have all this knowledge even after this is over? Like,
Don't know. Never tried it.
Well,
How long
anything
do
you
you have
actively
to-
remembered, you would still remember because both brains were there. But
How long do you have to be like this?
Until I stop it, or we sleep.
Wow, that's a...
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
what happens if you go unconscious?
That's like sleeping.
You know, I don't know if I want to test that out, though.
Do you get all of his stats as well?
I don't...
Like, if
this
you
could
try
be
to
useful
do
in a
this
fight,
in battle?
but you die in fights all the time, so we don't want to necessarily.
I don't feel any stronger.
You don't feel any stronger, so it's only superficial.
I mean,
Well, I'm not saying it like that.
felt like you were saying it like that, Leo.
Well, I'm sorry.
I accept your apology.
Thank you. Bard and Rogue BFF.
Yeah, no, not a lot left. Just really cloudy when the, was on the head.
Anything about like the council that we should know? Or...
They hate him.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to dislike that we stopped this. I don't think they know either. It's not him. Based on what I know, Carillius, pretty powerful, but not powerful enough to manipulate all those people. It had to be coming from somewhere else. Oh, hold on, actually. Okay. Natural 17. Yeah, nope. Bigger demon. Not here. Just no, but bigger demon.
Bigger demon, not here.
Great. Do you know where?
The hells.
Well, there's
Oh,
a
okay,
lot
so
more
not
there.
this plane, not here. Not
Yeah,
this room, not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been helpful.
Well, I told you.
This room, different plane.
No.
Not on this plane.
Hells.
There's snakes on this plane.
Well, yeah.
You see Barash just nonplussed, just yeah. All right, I'm
All right, let's go.
dropping out of this
Let's-
now, and he
let's
just kind of
get
shrinks back into his form. Whew, how do you walk like that? Ugh! And he just kind of keeps on going. You guys make your way out of the.
Yeah, let's leave here.
I imagine that Leaf is making the exact same face you're making now. It's like TJ's here. You guys make your way out of the tunnels?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. These people are weird.
I think we should take my mom back to her house, where she hasn't been for like, God, forever.
How about you take your mom to like a doctor?
Yeah.
Well, after the okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She, looking at her, there's no visible wounds really at this point. She just is very much unconscious.
Right, so a cure wounds won't help her. She's just knocked out. I can't figure her out. So, like, actual healer
Yeah,
person.
like visibly, there are no wounds on her form.
Okay.
She is simply unconscious. You all, there would be no need for perception. You all would be able to see this.
Well, let's go find a doctor.
Okay, so you all make your way back out of the. It's a pretty long trek back out. You remember the path you took prior to. Takes you the better part of 4 hours to trek out of this set of tunnels, and you emerge back in the ruined. With the sun immediately hits your eyes as you are now midday. You would remember that you spent some time down in those tunnels. And as you emerge, there is what looks to be a gathering of individuals around the home as you all walk out, I would imagine, or climb out off the ladder, I would imagine, at this point. Emerge, and you hear them just kind of, there's a general murmur and shocked faces of individuals that just kind of who have gathered, and you hear this same gruff voice, well, shit. And you turn around and you see Marshall Ravengard.
We need a doctor.
No,
For who? I mean, y'all look pretty fucked up.
She needs a doctor.
The one on your back. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and then he kind of grabs it. Luther, go get a fucking doctor. And he goes, yes, sir.
Now, Luther.
And you see him sprint away. Oh, well, he's fast, so you want me to, and he kind of offers his hands out to, you want me to?
I'll wait for the doctor.
All right, sounds like a plan. Well, when we heard you got back to Waterdeep, that was news. Would you like to come out of the public eye?
If you think we should.
What?
There's a crowd of people around us in a ruined home, and you just emerged from tunnels. Contextually, don't look great.
The house was already ruined.
I know that. They know that. We didn't know there were tunnels below it. I'm not blaming you. Frankly, I think y'all did something good under there.
I'm not even from here.
That's fair.
How did y'all not know there was tunnels here? I've known about them for years.
I'm not from here, Balysar. That'd be reason one. You know. He looks over at you, Leaf. You know.
I don't even know what address I'm standing at.
He looks in. You see him look at the street signs. I'm not going to fuck with that right now. Shall we back to the Merchant's Rest?
Sure.
Sure.
It's a pretty quick little jaunt. And you see him turn away. Luther! You see him shout back to Luther to tell him to meet you at the Merchant's Rest. And he turns and kind of walks with you all in that direction. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
That's okay.
It's okay.
But
What?
I think I'm done with it for the night.
That's fair. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for laughing, too. Oh. All right.
So Merchant's Rest.
Yes. You all walk for several blocks and make your way back to the familiar inn. Taking you inside, he goes, Anna, well, same room. Just bring down beer. And he just kind of walks
And a
back behind the
whiskey.
counter. And a whiskey. He kind of walks down the counter and heads that way. Do you all follow?
Yep.
All right.
What?
You see him kind of, we're getting beer, Leaf. Oh, you don't like, well, I don't know what you like. Get whatever you like. And as he calls over his shoulder, you make your way back down into the familiar, cozy, secluded meeting room that you had met in previously. At this point, it would have been about a week and a half ago, after the last meeting of the Lord's Alliance. Once there,
Where's this medic?
you hear. I brought the medic. And at which point you see this harried and this grayed-looking woman who kind of walks in. I hear that you. As she spots this. My name is Gab. So just okay. And
Here we go.
Maybe on the table, though.
Oh, that's
Not on the. Yeah, it seems like a. Okay.
I'll gently set her on the table.
She goes and she.
Okay, well, I'll tend to her.
And she kind of looks around and tink, removes the...
What is this?
And she holds up the same sort of strange swirling gear apparatus from her hand as you've seen previously on 2 occasions.
Pretty sure that controlled her mind.
Oh.
She sets that to the side.
Well, then I'll continue looking for other non-magical things.
And just kind of looks and takes the pulse and begins her general check of this individual.
Okay then. So now what?
I don't know.
Wait until the check is done, I would assume.
I mean, she's deep into looking through, kind of checking the eyes, and you see that after the apparatus was removed from around her head, the breathing is less labored and much more calm and steady. It's a significant change on the form. After some time, Gab kind of turns around and goes,
Well, at this point, she's just resting. It seems as if whatever she had, I'm going to go get a poultice back from the shop. It's not going to be too long, but she's in no danger. She's just resting at this point, and this might help her along. Whatever she's been through and whatever y'all took her from, I don't want to know. And with that, she looks at Marshall.
All right, Gab, see you in a moment. He's been sitting just kind of observing this whole time.
I don't even know what we took her from, but okay.
From a tunnel.
Yeah, what did y'all
Pass that
find down there exactly? I mean, I
Pages
assume she's the reason you went
And a
down.
desk.
Bunch of dead people.
Oh,
Some
shit.
cages.
Anybody I'd know?
Only one I knew was Jamna.
Jamna.
Yeah. You're not missing anything.
Little gnome?
Yep.
She
All
was
right.
a nice little gnome.
Nope.
We all hated her, though.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I suppose that's something. You said a lot of dead bodies. Leaf.
But like 10-ish?
Something like that.
That's a lot of dead bodies. At which point he kind of stands up and pokes his head out from behind the door and looks up. He goes, "Hey, Luther, get a party together. Go on." And he turns back in. Y'all know exactly where they were down there? Was it a direct path, straight shot sort of deal?
I'll give him directions.
All right. At which point he kind of goes, "Luther, get in here." Calls in Luther. Listen to Leaf.
I give him directions. I don't remember.
He's nodding the whole time. He's just, you see him jotting.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Make a left.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna mess
And you see him scratch it out
I'm
real
not gonna
quick.
mess up
I like Luther. Luther's cute.
We
Keep
did
Luther.
stay to the left, so yeah.
Oh,
so
we
you
did.
so you do go.
Oh,
You see him go left, and he writes it down again underneath where he just scratched it out.
Yeah, okay. Anything else?
I just finished giving Luther directions and pat him on the back and say, "Go get him, kiddo."
Yeah.
He looks at the notes.
Or go get somebody
We
to
should
go
warn
get
them
him,
about the
kiddo.
traps.
He looks at the notes and looks at you all as beat to shit as you are and goes,
Right as he's like turning around to leave, I was like, "Did we tell him about the traps?"
he turns around.
Traps?
well, if you're following our path, most of them should be all done for. I would think
They shouldn't reset.
they shouldn't.
You
should
see
they?
him visibly
think so.
gulp. Just,
I think I shut most of them off, like the traps.
you see him look at you kind of appraisingly for a moment. He's,
Okay.
Did I?
You'll be fine. Go. Come back.
be
I'll get you an ale.
you see Marshall losing his shit in the corner, by the way. He is laughing his ass. He's just, Luther, just get down the fucking tunnels. Go.
Go.
Okay.
I'll get you an ale when you come back, kiddo. Go.
And as he leaves, Marshall goes, "Hey, don't grab a couple other folks, will you? Yeah, you're gonna need more, six people, Luther." And he goes,
6. Okay.
and he goes, "Not your friends, other people, good people." And he just runs off down the. You see Luther just kind of sprint away nervously.
Do you think I'm going to actually have to buy that ale, or I'm going to have to bury that
We can
poor
make
kid?
him an ale.
If
We'll
you
have
get
to
him
pay
the ale,
for
that'd be
it.
nice of you, but I'm not sure he's gonna mind one way or the other.
I'm just worried he's not going to come back.
No, Luther's.
He's taking 6 other people.
He's taking 6 other people. Yep, good. Luther's eager. He's fast and eager, as I'm sure you might have noticed.
And a little nervous.
Yeah, that too.
Nah, he's
Well, you can only bring so many people up with you from Baldur's Gate, and I thought I'd bring around a little bit of a newbie. Get to see some of the world.
Oh, he's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought so then. So, you found this individual. She means something to you.
It's my mother.
Not at all.
That
No.
makes sense.
My mother's been keeping her captive for most of my life.
I didn't know
thought
if
she
we were
was
keeping
dead till about
hush-hush
6
about
months
it or
ago.
what.
That's a
That's
pretty
why I'm
big
not talking.
revelation.
Also, my father's dead.
Oh, okay. We're
We should
saying that
probably get
too.
the council together.
That's also another pretty big
And
revelation.
what's that guy's name? I forgot, but we killed him.
Corelius.
Corelius.
Yes. So since we're giving out information now.
Well,
You hung around Quentin a lot.
to be damned with him, I didn't like him anyway. Always gave me he gave me the sort of willies. You know?
Well, apparently he was a demon. So.
He looks at you, eyes wide. Demon?
Yes.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Because this man is like, the fuck just happened today?
So that'd be an 18.
18? Well, he's visibly shocked, taken aback, and kind of reels back against the wall. Explains a whole hell of a lot. Well, shit. So I'm going to go find Laeral. I'm also going to go find Dathana. And I might even find Sir Istival if the man is up from his midday snooze.
Oh, midday snooze. I missed mine.
Yeah, we did miss ours.
You all look beat to shit. Would you prefer to wait to talk to us a second time, or would you rather just not?
Yes.
That one. I don't want to talk to all them.
All right.
Dathana's fine.
Well, I do have to tell you, McCath has sent a message to most of us here telling us of y'all's...
Yeah, we left her on that ship.
Yeah, it's one day out. You've been down in those tunnels for a little while, and I imagine you've been down in those tunnels. Maybe I don't want to ask the question about how y'all got here so fast. At which point Fleetfoot kind of looks at you and goes, "Yep, the cloak. Me." And he goes, "I don't understand that, but, oh, okay. Well, I suppose whatever y'all choose that you want to do next, but I imagine that shit, man, I don't know about this. I don't know how deep it runs, but here we are."
So I'm assuming we have to stick around to find out if your mom is good and find out where we're going next. And for Boychild to come back from errand we sent him on.
Well, if you'd like to. I got your stay here at the Merchant's Rest. I'll cover you for however many nights you want to stay. Sound
A
like
year.
a plan? You know I don't have that money even if I wanted to.
I just thought I tested. Sorry. You said it's long.
Maybe I should temper myself. I'll pay you for a week.
That sounds good.
All right. Okay. Well,
A year.
I'll go and,
I'm not going to be here in a year.
Me either, but we'll have a room when we come back.
I said 5 days.
I know.
Oh. You planning on... Never mind. All right. I'm going to go fetch the other folks. You feel free to hang out here with your mom. Gab should be, and at which point you see Gab kind of...
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Not to worry.
And she gets this kind of strange salve out of her bag and another vial of what seems to be a thick green and yellow liquid. Well, I'll leave you all to it. Rest up. Thank you for what you did up north. And, thank y'all for what you did beneath the city. I imagine this will calm Istival down. He kept raving about shit going on at Waterdeep, so...
We'll see if we did anything.
Well, you made a lot of fuckers happy here, I'll tell you that much. So, much appreciated. All right, well, I'll leave you to it. And he kind of turns and walks out. At which point you hear this from the table as Gab is applying this poultice and this strange salve to
your mother, Nala, and she kind of, as she applies it to the temples and massages, you see
Nala?
the kind of greened, scaled face of your mother kind of eyes open for a moment and blink and look around wildly. She sits and just, Balysar?
Yeah.
How emotional.
You see her pause and look around for a moment. And, I don't know where I am.
You're in a bar.
You had such an opportunity there.
I know, right? You could have been like, yo, you're safe
Tahiti, you're safe now.
now. You could have said a whole bunch of different things, and you say, a bar.
You're the bar, Mom.
At which point,
You're the bar, Mom.
she's looking between the two.
Saved your life and then got you to a bar.
And who are these three?
These are my friends.
Okay, follow-up questions. Am I dead?
No, we
No,
actually
we
saved you.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Who's this woman? She will not leave me alone.
She's your doctor.
Yeah,
your
she's
doctor.
healing you.
At which point, Gab just sit a little bit more still.
She's the only one around who accepted our insurance. We're sorry. We had to do what we could.
I just. What?
At
You
which
know.
point, Nala says, okay. And your father?
Is dead
He killed him.
twice.
She is
For real,
shocked,
actually.
confused. She's really trying to discern.
Just trying to make it a little bit more exciting than a bar. Sorry.
She is wildly shocked and confused at this point. She's sitting on a table beneath a bar with one person she knows and four people she doesn't fucking know. Well, this looks better than where I was.
I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. My name is Leaf. I feel like I know you already as much as Balysar's talked about you.
Hello, Leaf.
Hello, I'm Leo Taurus.
Hi, Leo Taurus. At which point Fleetfoot does, Fleetfoot, call me Mac. And that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, these
He
are my
rarely
friends.
does.
Okay. Well, my name is Nala.
Yeah.
I am Balysar's mother.
Oh, we know.
Oh, yes, you mentioned that.
I've been traveling with them for some time.
Ah, you look different.
Well, I was, like 4 the last time I saw you?
Yes, but also you've changed the
You
colors.
were also just one color back then, too.
That would, yes, Leaf
Oh,
said
yeah,
it. That one there.
That's right.
I guess.
I have wings now.
You see, somebody killed him, somebody brought him back to life, and this is what's happening.
This is a lot of information for her to take in a very short period of time. She needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
We've had kind of an exciting few months.
She barely makes it and
Perfect.
sways from on it. Just, I
I mean, since we're going the Quentin route, I'm just gonna.
That is a lot of information to take in 15 seconds.
So let's not ask any more questions
Yeah.
for now.
No, absolutely.
we'll answer
That's
them.
I think maybe
that's
you just
mostly
need to
on
rest.
me. I totally understand
Yeah.
that. I'm very happy.
We have a habit of answering questions that are put to
We'll
us
tell
very
you
easily.
what you want to know.
That's good. Honesty, as I taught you,
Yusu's
is
root
very
is
good
honest.
policy. Yes. I'm going to just sit here for a moment. I am also
Dude, your mom sounds like
Would
a
you
drag
like
queen.
a
I'm sorry.
drink or some food?
I would love some.
Okay, I'll go get you some meat soup, and I'm going to turn around and leave.
Balysar, that stew. She looks at you and she goes, you all seem like nice people. Is the other one dead too? Carillius?
Yeah, but I think the cat can turn into him. But I'm not sure if he still can or not.
I don't think that's a permanent thing, is it?
I don't know.
I'm going to just stick with when you said yes.
Yes.
Perfect. And she smiles for a moment, just looking very weary. At which point, Balysar, you run up and just kind of said, meat soup. And they,
2, please.
and this Annabelle, the woman behind the bar, says,
And an extra nail.
okay, I suppose. All right, I'll be right back. And she runs away. It's a little.
Thanks.
Oh, okay. You appear back down there just as you see your mother leaning back against the table.
Here's your ale and meat soup, Mom.
Put it to the side, just please, for one moment. The ale, that can be the soup, the stew, I'll take. At which point she just takes it and begins just essentially drinking it, barely stopping to chew. You gather that she hasn't had a lot of good meals recently. As you all continue your conversation, she's just kind of wearily being tended to. Anything that you all would like to do in this time? She at this point, with the food and the ale that she's sipping on.
This is the first time Leaf's been around alcohol since Balysar died. Not Balysar. Zargon died. The other dragon. All the dragons are dying. It's very hard.
Leaf had the ale in the tunnel.
No, but this is the first time he's been like at a bar with the bar.
Yes, that is true. Like that is very true. You all moved very quickly after that event.
Okay.
Anything you'd like to do in this time?
Just gonna eat and drink.
I'm just gonna sit at the bar.
All right.
An ale.
You go up to the bar and there's Annabelle there. She's, did your friend Balysar get down okay with the food?
Yeah, he did good.
Okay, what can I do for you? Marshall's covering your, Ulder's covering your bill.
Just one mug and keep it full.
Would you like a big mug?
Yep.
Perfect. Would you like to talk or just the mug?
Nope.
To which one? The mug is the yes. Understood. Okay. And she kind of spins around and fills it, overflows, and right in front of you. I'll, if you need me, I'll just be here to keep the vessel full. Leo, anything you'd like to be doing? By the way, Fleetfoot has joined you at the bar.
Well, I was actually going to go up there, too.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to join
I'm not going to talk, but every time I touch that mug, I'm going to use prestidigitation and make sure it's nice and chilled and cold.
Perfect.
And I'm going to proceed to drink myself stupid.
Seems like a plan. Roll a d6 for me. You're going to join them as well, Leo?
Yeah, I plan on drinking heavily, too.
Perfect. As you...
Because it's been a while.
As Fleetfoot and you, Leo, emerge into the... You see Annabelle just... 2 more? Mugs, keep them full?
Whiskeys for me.
Glasses
Yes.
for you. And Fleetfoot goes, not really sure if I care what's in it. I just want a lot. And he just kind of sits at the bar and goes... You see Fleetfoot stare at you for a minute, Leaf, and go, just nod and stare back at the glass and drain it. Balysar, you and your mom.
I'm just gonna be drinking and eating my soup, just kind of staring at her awkwardly while
She just side-eyes you for a minute between sips. And so, they seem nice.
Yeah, they're good guys.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you. It's very good to see you.
You as well.
Might I have a hug?
I'm gonna pick her up and like bear hug her and like almost break her.
Is there like a mirror in front of us?
There is. So the bar
like, do
behind.
we see that?
They are down a set of stairs.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. So you would not see them. So pick her up. She's
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I appreciate it. It's been a long time. And you feel her pat you on the back, and you look at her. She has a few tears running down her face. It's just very good to see you.
Yeah. So, where were you? Like,
For the first time, I was traveling south. Went into for a bit. That's what happens when you're banished. You tend to go away for a while. And then, came...
He banished you?
Well, yes. He's not a nice man, although the change happened rather suddenly. I have not really questioned why, nor do I care to. But once I was back in the Sword Coast, made my way through the southern reaches, through the High Moor, and finally settled in a nice little quaint village, and next thing I know, 6 years ago, I was Unsurreptitious? Well, it's a long word, Balysar, and I'm tired. I was abducted by agents of this, Carillius. And that's really the last thing I remember. Everything since has been a bit of a haze.
Sounds awful.
Yes. Astute.
A stout? I'll go get you a stout.
And you rush up into the to the main level of the tavern where you see Fleetfoot, Leaf, and Leotaurus all well into their second or
I'm
third
gonna
beverage.
run up to the side of them back. My mom wants a stout.
What was your D6 roll?
4.
4, thank you. You'll be consuming 4 every 30 minutes. In the first 30 minutes, my apologies, of this. It's okay. Leaf rolled, or Fleetfoot rolled a 3, so he's also drinking quickly. If you could roll a D6 for me, please, Leo. If you're joining them in this level of drinking.
5.
Wow. Okay. This first half hour, they are pounding beverages, and you see them pretty far in as you see Balysar kind of stout, please, from the
2, please.
from the bar. At which point you see Annabelle.
All right, okay. Give me a moment. Big mug as well.
Just regular.
What?
Two
Are you
glasses.
drinking alone,
Okay.
or like, are we all together?
Fleetfoot is plopped down right next to
I
Leaf.
went to drink alone. I have not looked up from what has happened at that
Yeah.
point in
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fleetfoot is literally sitting next to Leaf, still in silence. Just
That's what I thought.
Yep.
But
No,
I just wasn't sure.
It's fair to ask and get the scene set for you.
Mhm.
You all see Balysar kind of bust up here. Annabelle, all right, two stouts. Okay, no problem. Here you are. She hands them to
Thanks.
you. Run back down. Perfect. Anything that you all like to do other than just stare into your beverages and
I'm
get
gonna
progressively hammered?
listen.
How drunk am I after the first 4 then?
Your world is beginning to feel a little bit hazy. Not drunk, but you feel that the front of the head buzz.
Nice.
That's what you're feeling.
Gonna need to keep going.
Cool. Seems like a plan. Be another
gonna-
D6 for me, please.
Listen to people.
All right, perception check.
Yeah.
The bar's fairly empty at this point.
Yeah, I upped my game.
Is that a 6?
Yep.
Ooh.
Woohoo! 10 beers in 1 hour.
Yeah, it's well. The
good thing it's
D6 is
fantasy.
progressive at over 15 minutes each roll. I'm not that mean, but it's an hour and 15 minutes.
12.
12. It's pretty empty, and you are very focused on drinking.
Okay.
It seems that this inn has been purposefully kept clear based on the number of guards that you saw when you exited. They're kind of isolating this space for whatever operation you all need, and whatever space you all need.
Okay.
You run back down while Leaf and hold on, how many's Fleetfoot consuming? Okay, he's only consuming another 2.
Did you want me to roll?
Please,
for
another D6 for the next 45 minutes.
3.
3. Okay, so you're at
Slow it down.
yeah. So you run back down with the stout, and you see him Nala there just. It's okay. You can go. I'm awake, and I'll take a rest shortly. At which point, Gab.
Okay. Well, if you ever need anything, just, you can come and find me. I'm at the corner.
Gab, I remember you. It's okay. And she sends Gab away. Gab kind of walks by, just pats you on the shoulder, is reaching up, trying to pat you.
She's a good and nice. She's just very tired.
Just kind of continues on her way out.
I got you that stout, Mom.
You can have 2. I do not need any more. I have not had alcohol in a very long time. Sipping on this ale is plenty.
Oh.
But that's okay. I appreciate it. It was very kind of you. It is good to know that you are kind. Went away when you were 4. It's glad to know that you've turned and grown into a very fine man. It makes me happy.
Thanks.
We have a lot to catch up on. I'm going to be very honest in saying, right now, I don't know if I can.
You want a room and a bed?
I will be going upstairs to a bed, yes.
Okay.
Could you help me, please?
Love to.
She kind of stands and she's wobbly for a minute, and she reaches out to steady herself on you, and you feel, for a being this tall and what you know of your dragonborn kin, very light. Unhealthily so. And she just kind of, thank you so much, and heaves a heavy sigh. And just whatever room you find, I will ensure the inn is compensated for there. I suppose I can't. Can you do that for me?
Of course.
Thank you. And she, do you assist her?
Yeah. I'm gonna baby cradle her.
Oh, you just whoop, pick her up. She does not resist, and she says, "Oh, I suppose this is one way to do it." And you make your way up to the second floor rooms or third floor rooms.
Sure, wherever the first room is that's available.
It'd be up 2 sets of the first flight of stairs out of the meeting space that you're in, up onto the familiar landing where you three would see, you two plus non-present Fleetfoot would see Balysar emerge carrying, baby cradling his mother, and then just we'll go up the stairs. Leaf
I
even
look up and shake my head and just keep drinking.
Yep, I'm just gonna up, and she's this room is fine. The first room on the right hand side. She just the first room she wants to be in it.
I'm just trying to give them time.
I'm gonna go put her in the bed and like, all right, I'll see you in the morning.
Yes, please. And as she hits the bed, she's out like a light. Barely any time to she's peaceful. It is startling to you how utterly peaceful and almost defenseless this being is. It's difficult to imagine the sort of turmoil that has been experienced over the last 6 years to be finally released as that knot of tension and this individual who feels safe in a space. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go back down to the bar.
Okay. You go back down to the bar. You see Leaf and Fleetfoot seated next to one another, heads down, eyes at their mugs, consuming alcohol like it is air. And Leo observing.
I'm going to notice this and turn around and go back to my room and go to sleep.
Okay. I will say this for brevity's sake. Leo, you see Balysar turn after seeing you all and head back upstairs and leave. Fleetfoot and Leaf, you continue to pound alcohol.
Leaf is drinking until he passes out on the bar.
Yeah, I was just about to say both you and Fleetfoot literally have the same intent. And I would say for me, make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage after this amount of drinking over this period of time. Leo, you did see Balysar head back upstairs.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm just going to let them be.
And do you want to go ahead and go to sleep?
I'm going to drink a little bit more.
Okay. I just say if you're going to kind of slow the pace after seeing what Fleetfoot and Leaf are really up to, if you want to just kind of take a moment to sip and observe, totally fine. You don't need to make the saving throw. Fleetfoot passes the fuck out.
I rolled an 11.
DC 12. After that after 2 hours of aggressive drinking, you feel the world around you begin to sway, the vision begin to darken, and you fall your head onto the bar, barely able to notice the mug as you slam your head onto the bar in a state of utter darkness, inebriated darkness. All right. So, Leo, if you stayed up to witness this, you would see both Fleetfoot first, followed by Leaf, pass out on the bar.
Okay.
Would you like to head upstairs after witnessing this?
I would like to help them.
You can certainly try.
Yes.
Who would you like to pick up first?
No.
Just leave Leaf on the bar.
Okay. And then I'm going to pick up Fleetfoot.
That would be a strength check for me, please.
Okay. I don't know what my strength is. Hold on. It is my... 14.
You're able to move Fleetfoot slightly, and then his drunken and heavy form hits the floor, and you hear him just kind of mumble, okay. And he kind of waves his hand.
All right, fine. I'm going upstairs. Good night.
Okay.
Bye. Both of you. Bye.
All right. So, you all go to bed. Balysar and Leo experiencing the benefits of a long rest. Leaf and Fleetfoot I will say give me another con save to see if you suffer a point of exhaustion due to your... thankfully, Fleetfoot does not.
18.
You do not either. DC 10. You're just drunk. You're not trekking over a long distance. You do experience the benefits of a long rest, Leaf, as does Fleetfoot. Okay. So you all wake the following morning. Leaf, head on the bar, mouth filled with this texture of texture and taste of like freshly mown grass, dry, prickly somewhat, head pounding, and you hear a moan from the floor of, "Oh shit," as Fleetfoot, who consumed significant amounts of alcohol, is able to stop the vomit from coming out of his throat. As you wake and kind of hear this disgusting noise, Leaf, I need a con save, please. Balysar and Leotorsh, you awake.
21.
You're able to just, oh, God, gross.
Is there anybody manning the bar?
Looking behind you would see at this hour there is no person in the vicinity. Just kind of in your general area at this point, in the hour in which you've awoken.
Do I have the alchemy jug, or does somebody else have the alchemy jug?
Balysar is in possession of the alchemy jug.
If I'm awake, I'm headed down to the bar to get breakfast.
You are awake and you go and you see Leaf, head still kind of matted a little, hair matted a little bit from sleeping on the bar, a forced wooden cowlick, and Fleetfoot on the ground, sprawled out, kind of crumpled in a bit of like a drunken worm form. Just kind of his fur matted, gross, but still functioning. Leo, would you like to join downstairs as well?
Yes.
Wait, is there no one at the bar?
Looking around, the hour is pretty... You all passed out early afternoon. This is pretty early morning, probably before any of the staff would get there.
All right, hold on a second. I'll pull out my jug.
Okay, you pull out your alchemy jug.
I'm going to make a porter.
A porter? Okay, you kind of look into it. And porter! And this thick black liquid with a foamy head appears at the top of the alchemy jug.
I'm going to grab just like random glasses off, hopefully, the bar.
You're able to find a number of glasses that seem to be strewn about. It looks like, from your general vantage point at this hour, you see that the barkeep had trouble keeping up with Leaf and Fleetfoot, so there are 3 or 4 glasses available for you to pull from.
I'm just going to shake them out. And
they smell of skunk beer.
Perfect. Just kind of...
Yeah,
just kind of pour them.
You do that. You attempt to hastily clean the before pouring in the porter. So that is a gallon of beer that you've made?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm
want
gonna
one of
go
these?
I was trying to find breakfast.
Oh. It's breakfast. It's like liquid breakfast.
Hair of the dog.
I would say, Leaf, at this point, the sight of alcohol is a little painful.
Leaf doesn't drink.
It is, you consumed more than you ever have. And the sight of that is horrible. However, Fleetfoot looks at it and goes, Gimme.
I'll give him one. I'm not going to try and clean out his glass as much.
He looks at it and just sips it and...
I need bacon and eggs and ham.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'm gonna sit next to Balysar and say, "So, want to talk about it?"
She's here.
And bacon.
Yeah.
Is the kitchen like open? Like, can we get in there?
You can certainly look around if you'd like. Make an investigation check.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate with him just in case.
With advantage. So that'd be Balysar. You roll with advantage since you're assisting Leo.
Because I'm gonna want to talk to him anyways.
Investigation.
You know the layout of this inn pretty well. The DC's not high.
9.
Wow. It takes you longer than I think any... You are pretty distracted by the scene you came down to, but you're able to, with enough luck, you for a moment you're like, God, this inn is confusing. You're able to find the you open up a couple of doors. You're like, nope, pantry. Nope, storage closet. Nope, that's a privy. And you open this up for
the entire time. Leaf is just calling out breakfast foods like eggs, sausage, bacon.
I'm looking for all of these things.
Biscuits.
In the pantry, you see an assortment of ingredients. But finally, you find the door. You open it up, and you're like, kitchen. It is a modest kitchen, pretty open, a flat iron over a wood-burning stove. Embers are still kind of barely fuming in there. What would you like?
I'm going to try and make everything that was just named out.
Are you going to be assisting this, Leo?
I am totally going to be assisting with this because me and him, we're going to have a little chat. We're going to have a heart-to-heart.
Okay, so this is going to be just a general dex check to see how long it's going to take you to make this.
A dex check?
Yep. Unless you want a strength check and throw the egg across the room.
That would be better. But dex is going to be 10.
10. That's the DC.
Perfect.
21.
Perfect. Between the two of you, although at times it feels like Leo is giving you the ingredients faster than you can actually prepare this, you're able to nimbly find all of the necessary pots, pans, and accoutrements to prep the foods that have been requested. While Leaf is shouting and you hear Fleetfoot just kind of, oh, from the floor.
All right.
I basically want the Denny's menu that you get at 2 a.m. after you're done drinking.
I mean, that's pretty much
which is
what I'm
appropriate because it is 3 o'clock in the morning when you woke up from this rest. So it is very apropos.
That's kind of what I'm going for.
All right.
Let's
do this.
So I'm going to lay
Chef-
out the most
hangover.
ridiculous
Chef
spread
Leo
on
and
the bar.
Balysar.
After about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you're able to pull this stuff out, except for the biscuits, which are taking a little bit longer as you've kind of like, how the fuck do I, where's the milk, you're able to get everything together and present it before a steaming pile of meat, eggs, and potatoes. I will say with that roll, very bland, but serviceable.
With my role.
With Balysar's role, as he's leading the cooking efforts. You were there passing him the stuff, and he had trouble.
I should have been the one cooking.
Well.
So you have a
pretty good day.
a massive pile of meats, eggs, and potatoes in front of you. Very little seasoning, but passable. At which point you see
As long as it's greasy and
it is.
Here's some pepper.
You would have gone into the pantry and had to search on this looks like pepper. Poof. Present that in front. Fleetfoot, you see one of his furry hand kind of hit the top of the bar, just meat.
My next character is going to be proficient in cooking utensils.
Yeah. He just kind of
decent camp food.
He pulls it up. He goes, "This is gross," and he just keeps eating it, despite the fact that he hates it.
I'm gonna eat with them as well.
It's bland, but it's serviceable.
Perfect.
Are you joining as well, Leo?
Sure, of course.
All right. I will say that you guys sit and kind of consume this for about 30 to 45 minutes. What would you like to do in that time other than just stuff your faces?
I would like to still be having a conversation with him on how he's feeling about everything. There's a lot of emotion that came up all of a sudden. I want to make sure my buddy's doing good.
I'm good.
Can you make that into an actual conversation, I guess?
Make an insight check.
Make an insight check?
Make an insight check.
Oh, okay. We're making an insight check, huh? So that's a 15.
Balysar, how are you feeling?
I'm pretty good.
Seems above board.
Okay.
You feel like I would imagine
I'm
with
pretty
that
excited, I guess.
With that role, you see him it's a lot to process, is what you're gathering. Is he still in the process of really absorbing everything that has happened over the last 5 days?
Like, I just killed my father and rescued my mother.
Oh, I forgot I killed my dad. I was totally just thinking about my mother.
Yeah, no, I know. But that did happen,
just reminded
too.
me. I forgot.
I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on. Did I mess up?
I killed my dad.
See, look, I try to be nice and help, and then this is what happens. It just turns around and it changes.
Fleetfoot's leaning against a bar stool. He goes, "He was a dick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I helped."
I'm going to take a shit ton of food and just go into a corner somewhere.
Oh.
And just try to be quiet.
You got it. You're able to find. You go into a familiar corner of the bar and just kind of watch these guys eat.
That he's trying to leave by himself, and I'm going to be like, "Oh, we're moving to a table now. Okay."
Fleetfoot, just leave me here. Leave some food.
I think Leo picked up on the hint because he's been kind of like that the whole time, really wanting to be by himself. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say with your passive insight. Yeah.
Wait, so are we moving or
Balysar, you're stuck in between with Leo and Fleetfoot just kind of still at the bar.
I'm staying here.
Leo's giving you a look of like, hey, eyes wide. Maybe just he's eyes staring at you wide and looking at a chair by him.
Aww.
Do you understand this, though?
Make an insight check, Balysar.
15.
You would get these. Why do you want me to sit there with you? That is the overall. Like you want me to sit there, but you don't know why.
Okay, I'll sit down.
Thank you.
Thanks for cooking.
You hear from the corner.
Welcome.
So as you prepare and eat in the morning, the sun gently rising through the windows, all of a sudden there is the door opens.
Breakfast is the worst thing.
I am slowly eating for the next few hours until my head stops hurting.
Your head pounds consistently for the first hour of eating, and then for the second, it slowly begins to recede to a dull roar before finally, we all know the feeling of when that needle-like pain simply sits right where your skull connects to the spine, and you say, I can handle this today. I can handle this. And there's a slight dull throbbing behind your ears, but that's it. The grease seemed to help. At which point you hear the door kind of ching open, and you see Annabelle walk in and survey the room, go,
I wave.
Good morning.
Yeah,
morning.
hungry.
I noticed that. She looks, well, it was grocery day anyway. Oh.
Do you want some eggs? I think there's some left.
I'm fine. I ate at home.
Oh.
Can I make you anything?
I'll
Is
just
there
take
any
a
more
tab.
bacon?
Uldur's paying for it all. He told me that.
Oh, well, then add 10%.
Oh,
Or 20, actually. You all deserve a very good tip for this.
how much did you make? Just don't answer that. I'll be right back.
I don't know. I've been eating for a couple of hours.
She walks by you and you see her hair. Her hand ran through her hair. This frizzy brown hair, cut very short, plain dress, face flushed red on her tan skin, and she just, oh, okay, I can handle this morning. Annabelle, you can handle it, okay? Go right in the back. It's
I
good
can
to
go
see
to the
you.
store.
No, it's fine. Oh, and you see her disappear in the back, and from behind you hear, shit! From back in the back.
What did you do?
She comes out, her face, her hand is shaking a little bit, and she says,
Do you need help with the dishes?
you're going to do them, actually.
Oh, yes, of course.
I mean, I was about to go back there and do them, but...
No. You've cooked the food, yeah?
Yeah,
Perfect. You can clean them.
of course.
I'm going to need you to. We're delaying opening today while I go shop.
Wait, there's no more bacon?
You don't know? You seem to have eaten it all.
Oh, I thought there was one more pack.
No,
Do they have packs of bacon?
there's not another slab of bacon. You seem to have cooked it. By the way, based on the smell, you can add spice to food. And she looks, she says, I appreciate your patronage. I'm merely a bit flustered. If you could please clean the dishes for me, I would be greatly appreciative.
I'm gonna go in there and help.
Okay.
I'll be back in an hour or so. And you see her just put the hood up of her dress and cloak and was, you can do this, Annabelle. And she just, ching-a-ling-a-ling, shh.
Did
Door
Lee hear
closes.
that conversation?
Yeah, ever so slightly.
He's going to prestidigitate the shit out of that kitchen.
Okay.
I was just going to ask you if you wanted to help with that.
Fleetfoot kind of looks
Just
at me and goes,
put everything I clean away.
Fleetfoot goes, do you need help, Leaf? As he sees you walk by. You need help?
You need help.
Yes.
Balysar, pick me up.
I'll pick him up.
He's
Better than me.
yeah. All right, and you Fleetfoot accompanies you into the kitchen, Leaf, and you together make short work of the very a toddler cooked in this kitchen.
I'm also going to assume that kitchen hasn't been actually cleaned in years, like behind things and stuff.
It's a pretty high end location, but there are some areas that can certainly stand some
that
love.
wouldn't have gotten
Yeah,
prestidigitated from chef. And
for sure.
Yeah.
I would say you'd be able to find those.
I'm going to
fairly
make
clean.
it cleaner than it's been in a while.
Absolutely. Just making short work of it, cleaning in the areas. Balysar and Leo, you're trying to keep up with all of the different pots and pans that they're that Fleetfoot and Leaf are
Do you
cleaning.
remember where this one went?
Yeah, up there on that shelf over there around the corner.
All right, cool.
Behind the I don't remember what it's called.
I'd say after about
It's like a thing that you put things in to strain.
Oh
but
my
it's not
gosh.
a strainer.
a colander.
Colander, thank you.
Oh, jeez.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I'd say after about probably until Annabelle returns, you all work on the kitchen, and you hear the and you hear. And really, they just kind of ate us out of house and home, but that's okay. They seem like they need it. And you hear a deep voice. Yeah, it's I imagine
I
they
just
might
want to be
have some
sitting
trouble.
at the bar when they get back drinking.
At this point, I'd say you all are kind of walking out of the kitchen, and you see Ulder Ravengard, and accompanying him, you see Laeral Silverhand, and behind him, Dathana, and they all kind of walk in and see you all emerging from the kitchen.
Well, we got one counter done, but that's it.
We didn't really get to it all.
Oh. Pardon me, Marshal. I mean, Ulder, why do I keep calling you by your title? And
I don't know, really. You want me to go check? And you see Annabelle walk behind you guys, kind of,
excuse me, pardon me. And she's, at this point, if you want to help me unload, I did bring a whole crate of goods back.
sure.
Just
We'll
come
do
with.
that.
you see her walk into the kitchen, look around, and see this spotless, and she goes,
Oh,
One trip.
this is quite
One
nice.
trip.
much more than I
Sorry,
expected
we couldn't
from.
get it back to the way it was beforehand.
You got it better. It's very much appreciated. And who's responsible for this? All of you.
We
Well,
helped each other.
We helped. They did most of it.
You see Fleetfoot just kind of, yup.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. If you would like to help me, Balysar, Leotoris, we've got a wagon out back.
Got it.
She
One
gonna
trip.
One trip.
opens up the
One
back
trip.
hallway, and you see
make
this
two trips.
massive laden wagon full of more than what you had. It seems as if she's purchasing an anticipatory amount of food for however long you
One
all seem
trip.
to stay. It will take you 2 trips to get everything out.
So while we're in there, I'm just going to say, so we should probably tell you we really only eat like that once a week. And
Okay, well,
I'm kidding, I'm
at least
kidding.
at least we'll have the food for it, you know. And you kind of see.
Sorry, we had kind of to.
I'm not to judge, dear.
Yep.
Everyone has those days. Yours might have been worse than others, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Well, I'm gonna get around to cooking. You all want anything else, or you set for a while?
You hear out the back of the kitchen. I wouldn't mind anything.
Ulder, I'm talking to the kind people.
Could you maybe teach Balysar what to do with some spice?
She looks at you.
You put salt and pepper to start.
He figured out the pepper part.
Ah, good for him.
No.
Oh,
I gave it to him after it was done.
just start there. I'm not really taking on any apprentices at the moment, actually. But all right.
No.
Anyway, I'll get to work here.
At which point you kind of hear Ulder and Laeral and Dathana out, just kind of having a conversation before the voice of Dathana cuts through. If you all have a moment, I'd love to understand what happened.
Well, what do you want to know?
I drank heavily. I ate breakfast. Are you talking about the kitchen?
Yeah, I mean, we cleaned the kitchen.
She just smiles to herself for a moment and says,
No.
Although I'm very appreciative you did that, though.
I mean, they're mad at me. I didn't use the spices though.
They're not mad.
couldn't
We're just,
find 'em.
Use them because. Yeah.
I'm not a chef.
Don't
That's
worry.
okay, Balysar.
You're the best of us with knives. We figure you should be the chef.
I use swords,
Same thing.
not some little dagger. Sorry, Leo.
That's okay.
I'm more referring to what might have happened beneath the city. We've only gotten back the reports from Ulder's group recently. It seems as if you did a number on it, which is good.
Well, what have you heard?
Well, there is a number of what seem to be metallic things throughout, scattered, at least pieces of them, and a fairly burned and ruined, what looks to be an office of some sort, as well as the bodies of some interesting individuals, along with Ramalia Haventree's missing husband, now dead.
Oh yeah, that was your dad's fault. And the demon.
Oh.
A demon?
Yeah, we killed a demon.
Why is it that we are always the first ones to find out that things are demons? Aren't you guys like super knowledgeable?
Yeah, right?
I mean, come on,
You guys
Grandma.
think
What's that guy's name on the council that's a demon?
We're assuming
What was it?
Cornelius.
Cornelius? That's what I thought for some reason.
Cornelius.
Why did I think that?
Cornelius, right?
Cornelius? Yes, him.
Him.
At which point you see Laeral kind of think for a moment and just...
Yeah, he was a demon.
I wonder how we didn't know for so long.
I mean, we've only known him, a week, and we figured it out.
Right?
At which point Dathana just looks at you for a minute, rolls her eyes and says, Laeral,
I forgot to wink. I forget that it's not sarcastic if I don't wink at Grandma. I'm sorry.
Laeral, whatever it was either extremely powerful or had the backing of another being that was more powerful than it. And she looks at
behind
you.
a heart.
Demons typically don't leave behind anything when their bodies are destroyed. They reappear within the abyssal.
Thank you,
Or
Grandma.
nine
That's why
hells.
I mentioned it to you.
Oh, you're mentioning it as an oddity. That is... Do you still have it? And
No,
at this
we
point, she looks mortified.
We stabbed it with a dagger.
That seems to be a good thing to do.
And then
What happened when you stabbed it?
Well, Leo stabbed it, so...
Oh, Leotaurus, what happened when you stabbed the heart left behind?
I went, ha 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 ha, and laughed at me.
Ah,
it
Well-
laughed at you?
It laughed at me. It cackled in that stupid Cornelius cackle that he did.
at which point, Laeral... Well, we can assume he has been reappearing inside of the Nine Hells at this point. He left behind a small beacon. Thankfully, you destroyed it.
Okay,
Very much appreciated.
cool.
Okay, so...
Good.
Good decision.
Good decision. I like making good decisions.
We
Well, around
appreciate it. Who? Laeral looks at you. Who? Marshall kind of stares at you for a minute. He goes, is that the... And Dathana looks and shushes. I'm sorry, Leaf. He's been taken back to the Cloakwood then?
I believe so.
Did you contact... From our conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have not been looking in on you. I assume that is an invasion that you all do not want. So... I'm sorry that happened.
It's alright, he killed his father. Twice.
What?
He
I killed my
killed
dad
his father
2 times.
twice.
So I understand the sentence and how it is structured. I am merely looking at to how this took place.
With his sword.
In the gut.
Fleetfoot kind of looks up. I brought him back to life. Then he stabbed him again. Dathana. Thank you. Fleetfoot.
So with the sword both times.
Yeah,
Underground.
2 times.
Indeed. And, well,
In the tunnels.
Fleetfoot became him then.
I don't want to unpack that right now, but it's good to know.
He has his memories too, or had. Do you still have them?
Can you remember stuff, Fleet?
You see Fleetfoot concentrate really hard for a minute. It almost looks like he's taking a shit.
I was gonna say, is he about to poop?
Is
he pooping?
He's just yeah.
Cats just do it.
I know that look.
There
I have
are
2 cats. I know.
There are bits, but not everything. Kind of just what you asked about. So that stuff I can kind of remember.
Like where my keys are?
Yeah.
Man,
His
I
desk
wish
in
I'd
his
asked
office.
More about you as a kid.
Cool.
I mean, office isn't trapped. I thought about that.
Good to know.
Not smart.
Well, it's his house. He probably thought that was safe.
No, I mean your dad.
Oh. He's not, no.
Well, as Ulder Ravengard leans in, well, we came here to give you the update of what you already know, which is what they found down in the tunnels. It seems the old Thieves Guild was taken after you rid it of its previous inhabitants 7 years ago. Don't know when
We did that?
old Balysar did as part of the...
I did that.
Yeah. Found that out from Laerul here. Don't know when Corellia's got a hold of it. But we're mostly here to kind of figure out if, Laerul cuts in. Really, we would like to know if there's anything else you all found there worth mentioning. Other than the immense amounts that you've already mentioned thus far, we simply assumed a good night's rest might aid in that.
Well, we found my mother.
That is important. Is she resting comfortably?
Yeah, she's probably still asleep. She looked pretty beaten up.
Would you like me to look in on her?
Sure, that'd be great.
Did the overeager kid come back okay?
Ulder, yeah, he mentioned going down a hallway, and you see him try to stifle a laugh. Went down a hallway that had 3 blades sticking out of it at different angles with a machine caught in it. One of y'all do that, because that shit's great.
Oh, yeah, that was me, wasn't it?
I think that was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he pissed himself when he saw it, because that's what he saw first before going into the room.
Yeah. That was right at the entrance there.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Whew.
Well, it was that or die, so I chose that.
I feel like you made the correct decision, but
I
it
feel
scared
that
the
way
shit
too.
out of him, though. Whew. That's funny shit watching him tell me about it. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Well, anyway, as you see Dathana shoot Ulder a look of just pure venom. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's what we found. Or he found, really. We noticed the desk he told us was burned. There's some papers on it. They didn't really find much salvageable. What they did locate was just a bunch of notes that seemed to deal with manipulation of... Dathana, you want to take this one? And Dathana... Yes, actually, it is the manipulation of arcane magics to control and animate metallic automatons. Best I can make out.
Yep, we fought some of those.
That is new magic. I've only read about that.
Working rather well.
It seems that you all might have happened upon this before he could fully see his plans to fruition.
Well, that's good.
Although that's just from what we know in terms of the research that we were able to discover. Did you all happen to find anything else in the... was the desk burned when you all located it, or...
It was in the process of burning when we located it. We put the fires out.
Well, thank you for putting the fires out. That is important.
Yeah, this.
Do you show the note?
Yeah.
Dathana leans forward and puts her hands out, just kind of, might I please read it?
Sure.
And at this, she kind of leans back with it and looks. Well, so he was working for the cult. That's good to know. Well, not good in the sense of I enjoy that, but mostly good in the sense that we now know that and we're able to stop it from. Really, it's not great. Anyway,
Okay, we got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
You'll have to pardon my shock. This is odd and strange, and I'm disappointed that I was unable to pierce that particular veil before. I spent a great deal of time divining on all of these individuals, and the fact that this missed my grasp is disconcerting. And he leans back and she leans back and I have to think on this, but Ulder. Yep. I believe that one of their number is in the Serpent Hills. At which point Ulder looks at you all. Well,
Are we gonna go there next?
I mean, you can if you'd like to.
We're gonna go to that bridge nearby anyway.
Yeah, Borskar Bridge.
Whoa, is there a troll there?
No, I thought there was a dragon.
Well, I mean, no, we haven't heard reports of dragons in that vicinity. Y'all have done a pretty good job of killing white dragons, though. I don't know if there's any...
It's kind of our thing. I like it.
That's fair.
Killing dragons?
Yeah.
We've only heard of whispers and reports of some movement, but we haven't heard of anything else really taking place. And at which point, all of you all would hear, and Balysar, you would hear this in particular, this very low... that fades from existence for a moment. At which point, everyone looks up and around, and you see Marshall just kind of nod his head. There it is again. At least you brought Macath back. She'll be able to tell us more about what's happening with that Drakhorn.
I rolled a 5 on whatever kind of check. I don't know what that is.
You would know. You felt this prior to immediately before the first session of the Lord's Alliance. It is the Drakhorn. What you don't know a lot about the Drakhorn, but you can give me a history check to see how much you know about the Drakhorn. So I'd let you re-roll that check.
It's worse.
It was.
7.
You know the name.
It's a good name. Oh well.
At which point, Ulder says, Macath, whenever she gets back, she's about a day's sail out based on her last message to us. Based on what she tells us, she knows a whole hell of a lot about the Drakhorn, and we can figure out more what's going on. But I imagine we're probably going to be hearing it a lot.
Oh.
Good to know.
That's just a guess. I don't know shit about this. I'm just assuming the worst.
I guess we can wait for her to return and then...
If you like.
Well...
Okay.
Up to you, really.
I kind of want my ship back. It's got our horses on it if we're going to go anywhere.
I'm sorry, did you say ship or ship?
Well, we were out on the ship. The ship. And then we came back, and the guys were bringing the ship back, right?
Here, yeah, with our horses, so... Unless we're buying new horses or another
So
ship.
how long is the ship going to be?
About a day, he said.
Should be here by sunrise. Y'all have been... It's been 3 days, or two days since
we were in
Macath...
that hole for 3 days?
You're in that... I don't know how long you're in that hole for, but you were...
Probably like 30-some hours or so, yeah.
Dude.
Ugh.
I mean, you did a lot of good down there. I don't know if that helps you make you feel any better.
Killed my dad down there.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that last night. Well, yesterday
I'm not
afternoon.
mention it again.
Well,
It's kind of on my... Like, I'm thinking about it.
I'm going to be very honest with you, Balysar. I don't know how to respond to that.
I killed my dad last night.
Is that like a positive thing? Do you want me to cheer?
I guess we could high five.
He gives you a very long stare.
And I'm just like, I can't.
Before very slowly and
I
tentatively,
can't deal with the way he
his
does
hand
emotions.
appears up. All right.
It's
I'm gonna
draconic
leave
culture.
him hanging for half a second, and then...
You see, and behind you, Dathana is chuckling. At this point, she's just kind of chuckling to herself. And Ulder goes, "That might be one of the strangest reactions to killing a family member I've ever had."
In Dragonborn culture, it's good. Don't worry.
I'd say make a deception check on this one, Leaf.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Is he wrong?
I'm really good at that. 24?
24. He'll look at you and go, "I've heard of that in more of the nomadic, chromatic tribes, just not ever." All right. I suppose you know Balysar better than me, and that's...
It's green. That's chromatic.
You're right. He just kind of big eyes looks at you and just mental note, files it. You see him, you watch him file it away. you literally watch it. You see him froop in the file cabinet and close in the back of his mind. Okay. Well, I'll have to take that one back to Baldur's Gate.
Head of family now.
You want his old job?
Didn't say head of department, said head of family.
Oh, shit. Never mind. But do you want his old job?
No, but I will be taking over his estate.
Head of family.
Well, you have a... You might... Yeah. Well, talk with your half-brother about it. I don't think he's going to care given what happened to him recently and seeing as how he is in jail and has been demoted twice.
He can have my dad's old job. He'll do better at it than I ever would.
That seems fair. Would you like to tell him, or should I?
You know what? Let's, why don't we go tell him together? We'll go bust him out. Well, not bust him out. We'll let him out of jail.
All right. Well, it is your father's estate's personal prison that he had installed, so I think that's going to be pretty poetic, as they would say.
That's your personal estate's prison, not your father's.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Thank you for the correction, Leaf. That is your personal
estate's prison.
That's
a good
prison.
point. Thank you.
It is free for you all to use as your home base of operation, should you choose to do so. Currently, the only two people who are living there are your stepmother and your half-brother, who is in prison.
Can we call it can of meat soup?
Yes, we can. We shall head back to the can of meat soup.
Dathana
Very
has her fingers on her temples, and is just rubbing her temples and just, oh, for the love of everything around me.
Cauldron, I don't know, just something.
Frankly, at this point, if you're sticking with the meat soup theme, I would much prefer Cauldron, if I might have any sort of say in the matter.
Kettle?
I know I don't. I'm simply saying.
I like it.
Cauldron.
Cauldron of meat soup.
That is what I will... no, I will refer to it as the Cauldron. That is all I am going to call it. You see her internally just wrestle with this. My grandson and his friends are respected members of the MSG, and they're home at the Cauldron.
And then if people are going to talk about us for millennia, they're going to do it and laugh.
That seems fair. If that's what you're looking to do, that seems fair.
They will laugh at the names we call ourselves, but our deeds will speak for themselves.
So far, they already have, which are a good thing. Anyway. At which point, Laeral begins to walk back down the stairs. It's been a number of minutes, and she says, if you're wondering, your mother's quite fine. She's resting comfortably. She's very relieved. Still a bit confused, given the nature of everything that's taken place. I can only imagine. I don't know the specifics. But she's doing well. She's going to be sleeping for some time, though. She's quite frail. If I'm going to go ask the kitchen to take up some food for her, if you...
Oh, please do. They're freshly stocked.
I remember we saw we saw Annabelle on her way through the market, actually. Based on the story she told us, you all had quite the meal.
It was good.
She could... Good, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Well, there was a lot of it.
There was a lot of it.
A lot of passable food is better than no food at all, right?
Yeah.
It was a bountiful meal.
She just kind of... I'll go talk to Annabelle. And she makes her way back into the kitchen.
We cleaned the kitchen.
At which point, Older and Dathana will go on other and say,
I offered to pay. They said you were, so that's fine.
I got it taken care of. It's fine. Well, shit. Y'all want to hang out for the day until your ship arrives? And then from there, you can set off to your destination if you'd like to. Frankly, based on the information we see here, my recommendation, if it means anything to you, would be the Serpent Hills. But Borskire Bridge, it's pretty far away. I don't really know. It's
From the hills?
So far away.
Borskire Bridge is settled at the very base of the Serpent Hills.
So we go
To get to the
bridge
Borskire Bridge is the name of the set. It's set near a bridge. You'll see it when you get there. It's
So why are we waiting for the ship if we're doing the land traveling?
For our
Horses.
No.
Yeah, I suppose that's... And Dathana goes, you do understand that Laeral and I could likely teleport you there if you need to go.
I do, yes, but apparently I'm the only one who does.
But I miss Belial.
Would you like me to take care of him for you in your stead?
But he could come with us.
There are limitations to the amount I can teleport, Balysar. Even with Laerul assisting. With the two of us, we might be able to send all of you and a singular horse.
But we're also waiting for that McCat guy to get back here to tell stuff.
Makath and, well, I and Laerul have been having conversations daily. She looks at you. Magic.
You have a really good message.
We call it sending.
Oh. Can you send?
Can you send messages?
No.
Interesting.
She looks at you for a bit, just kind of head tilted to the side. Yes. Yes, it is.
Well,
So do we have to wait for the horses?
we don't have
I
to.
thought we had a flying carpet.
But he doesn't know the word.
At which point Fleetfoot's kind of head is down, and he's no, I just haven't thought of the word yet. I don't know exactly what I want to say.
Oh, wait, no, he does know the word. It's stew.
Was it?
Is it?
Yeah, the word is stew.
He goes, yeah, I do know the word, actually. It's stew. And at which point you see this on his pack is this massive carpet that he has kind of seated next to him. Just kind of, you see it begin to struggle a bit, and everyone looks at it and odd. Yes, that I imagine will be helpful.
Do all four of us fit on this on the?
On the carpet?
You haven't tried.
Let's see,
let's
but we
test it
also
out.
should go set up home base at the Cauldron before we leave, and let my brother out.
What are we gonna call the carpet? The
Fleetfoot is taken out the carpet and just and he sets it on the ground. It is 6 foot by 9 foot. It is big.
Can four of us fit on the carpet without falling off and fly all over the place?
Comfortably.
So why do we need horses?
As you all sit on the carpet, you hear Fleetfoot go, stew, and hover about 6 feet off the ground, you're getting closer to the ceiling as some of you sitting comfortably. All of you have plenty of space. You just looking around you, you feel as if you could fit at least 2 more.
Cool.
Comfortably.
Seat 6.
Well, I guess we don't have to wait for the horses or McCath or our ship.
Ulder looks up at you on the carpet. Seems that way. That's a pretty neat fucking trick, by the way.
What are we gonna do with the ship when we get it? I mean, it's just gonna sit here. We can't put it in the
I thought
bag.
we were going to take it closer to our destination.
I thought our destination was in towards.
I don't know where
land.
it is on the map. I hadn't looked at it yet.
It is very much inland.
He was so excited about his boat, and
It's
now
like
I
eight-
feel like he's
It's like 600
rushing
miles
it.
inland.
That's unfortunate.
You got a ship, though.
I understand that you got a ship, but I don't know what you're gonna do with it once you
He
get
was
it back.
really happy about his ship. And I feel like you're crushing his heart right now.
I will personally carve out a big ass fucking river in between so you can take your goddamn ship.
We can do that?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That you could commission its construction if you had the money and
if
the
we
time.
have to wait for you to pet the ship goodbye, we will. But I mean,
All right, as long as we get the ship docked and taken care of.
If you'd like to, we can handle that for you, you know.
I'm more worried about Belial.
Would you like me to take him to the Cauldron for you? And you all, by the way, at this point see Laerul leave laden with plates on her arms as she's walking very delicately up the stairs back towards your mother's room.
Yeah. That'd be great.
So, I'm not trying to force you on your way.
we'll have to hire a stableman.
No, but the flying carpet does sound fun.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
It's gonna be.
Given time, I would love to try it myself. And
Does
she
yours-
is talking up to you on the. You're still on the carpet, by
Does
the way.
your estate have staff?
There's minimal staff.
You would know that given your father's position and in his promotions, you would have at least 2 servants and 1 housemaid.
I just remember having 2, so.
Yeah, you would have an additional housemaid who takes care of the cooking.
Are you trusting them or are you firing them?
Ooh, that's a good point.
And is there somebody to take care of the horses there? I mean, we're going to have to freaking hire staff now that we have a cauldron of meat soup.
You're right. We should.
So just as knowledge for you as players, if you would like to set up this central estate for you all of operations, which is fucking cool, you all would it would take you the better part of about a day to do so. And then if you wanted to hire staff, that'd be about another half day in order to enlist a town crier in the vicinity, enlist old contacts. Balysar, and between all of you and between Ulder, Laeril, and Dathana, they would all kind of, if you're having this discussion, these would be their contributions. So just to kind of, for the sake of brevity, give you all that information that way. But it's possible. It'd just take about a day and a half.
Yeah.
We should do that.
I mean, if we're waiting for the boat anyway.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yep.
Okay, so I will say, for the sake of brevity, you guys have about a day and a half to yourself, to your own devices. Outside, I'll say setting up the staff will take probably the better part of that, but you would still have 6 hours to yourself to do things that you would like to do in that time. So we'll get to the 6 hours of whatever you'd like to do in your time separately. What would you like to do in terms of setting up the estate? So let me just kind of I would imagine you all would go there after this conversation.
We're going to go there, let my brother out, tell him he's got a new job.
Upon entering,
Get out of my house.
so it is a.
He still lives there.
Oh, he still lives there?
Yeah, him and my stepmom still live there.
Okay.
They've done nothing harmful towards me my entire life. So
Yeah, Barash is just an asshole.
my dad's just a dick.
Can I have his room?
I is not gonna kick my stepmother out of her bedroom. As much as I would want that room,
You also have your mother to consider.
she's gonna get a room that's open.
Okay. I cannot.
I'm hoping that she'll be appreciative of a room in her house.
I cannot wait to roll for the interactions between your mom and your stepmom. I can't wait to roll for those interactions.
I know.
Is there like a tower with a room at the top that I could have?
So as you all approach,
I know it's in the castle district, so it's pretty baller.
Yeah. So you are directed. I'll just say again, as you are directed to the estate in the castle district, you find that you are towards the center where the lords typically live. You are not necessarily in the dead center, but you are certainly on that periphery.
Yeah.
As you approach, it is it's not the home you grew up in. It is significantly larger. That has about 10 rooms, bedrooms, 2 kitchens, and two fairly large sitting rooms and stable attached. It is on 2 towers that sit in the vicinity. And then a central location that is 2 stories. The first being the entryway and typical hub to all the different locations like to go. The second story of that central location would be the sitting room, dining room proper, and then kitchens. On the first floor, you would also see the rooms for your servants and housemaid. As you approach the home, you are traveling, and Ulder would want to come with you at this point, as would Laeril, just to kind of see this transference go smoothly. You would see that the 2 servants that you have grown up with are still there. One whose name is Martha. The other, his name is Daxio. As you approach, Martha would say, "Oh, Balysar. This is strange."
It is strange, and this is gonna be more awkward. I didn't think you'd still work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
this is my house now.
She looks at you, and Daxio
I was planning on firing the whole staff, so
Daxio goes, "Oh, well, I totally understand that. Might we plead with you to not, as your father is not a great employer, and we're quite hoping that you're better."
Does anyone have like a cone of truth where we can like actually truthfully and very knowledgeably like know that we're gonna...
Nope, that was the character that only you wanted to keep around.
Okay.
You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Yeah.
I'm good at insight.
Anybody who would like to make an insight check on his genuineness
I got like
can.
+7
Yeah.
for that, dude.
I would like to.
Yeah, you can.
I don't
Anyone
trust
who
my
can.
insight.
Anyone who would like to can.
I had a feeling we were around this.
What was that?
20.
20?
15.
15? Balysar?
I rolled a 10.
10? Balysar, for you, he seems above board. Leo, Fleetfoot, and Leaf would know the man hated, based on his general demeanor and the shift in his facial features as Balysar approached. It was more of, holy shit, you're alive, you're here, this is probably a good thing.
Hire him.
Okay.
Martha is confused, but seems to, when, with that roll, Leaf, seems to, when Daxio mentions he was not kind, you see her shoot him a glance and then just kind of roll her eyes and nod to the side like, fuck, you are, yes.
Okay. Well, as long as you don't betray us, you
I'm
can
not
stay on.
sure why I would.
I don't know why either.
You're going to keep paying us the same rate?
Yep.
Perfect.
How much was he paying you?
Let me go to my notes.
Yes, of course. How much was that? 500 gold a day, son.
He's just like, oh shit, time for a promotion. I literally have to go to my Trello board to get to your home and find it. Okay. He looks at you and he says, well, for myself and for Martha, just given time and longevity, we were at 5 copper pieces a week by your father, which is shit, but it's what he paid us, and we've been on for a while. For the new cook, her name's, well, I don't really talk to her that much. She's this quite large half-orc, but she cooks great fucking food. I don't know what they were paying her, but for us it was 5 copper pieces a week.
Dax, I'll give you a gold a week to be my personal assistant.
Oh, wow.
He looks at you, his jaw hanging open, and says, I would be very happy if you'd hire me on board. What does that entail? I don't fucking care.
We'll figure it out. Done. You're hired.
Okay. You might need to find another servant now.
Looks like we need to find somebody else for you.
Okay.
Martha looks at you.
You're
Do you happen to
basically gonna
need-
work here, Dax. Just
Oh, never mind.
you're gonna be. My
Please
boy.
keep me on board.
That's fine. A gold a week, really?
I'll pay him.
Okay.
Martha, I suppose I'll keep my 5 copper pieces.
Martha, I'm going to promote you. I just don't know. Hold on.
Thank you.
What do you do
She's
here?
Clean
And
your home.
Dax, what do you do here?
Dax is my.
I do whatever he tells me to do, and he
Valet,
points at Leave.
Dax is now my.
Martha,
employee.
I don't have any extra responsibilities for you, so let's call it 10 silver.
That sounds like a fair and livable wage.
Martha, that's the same wage. Never mind.
Is it?
10 silver is a gold, right?
10 silver is a gold. She sees Balysar do this, and she goes, "That seems fair and livable," and she's very happy inside. She doesn't care what fucking form it comes in. I was waiting for you to say that, by the way, because I'm over here like, that's a fucking gold. She loves that. That seems like a fair and livable
What Leaf
wage.
didn't realize is that you didn't. Balysar didn't realize that it was the same amount until he started talking.
Martha just looks at you, Leaf, smiles, and looks back to Balysar. Thank you. Daxio, shall we get back to work? And Daxio looks at you. Do you want me to go?
For now, keep your duties the same. We'll talk.
Perfect. Okay. Shall we, Martha? Yes, let's. And they both make their way back. Demeanor changed completely. You've bought a lot of loyalty very quickly with this. You guys are sitting on a fuckload of gold.
Which is why I'm like, I'll give the guy a gold a week. It's four gold a month. I don't.
Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
you're sitting on, and a gold is a lot.
I know, and
to
now
these
I have
people.
a wonderful manservant around to freaking tie my shoes. I don't care.
All right, let's head to the basement.
Okay, so you all make your way into the secondary tower, Laeral kind of pointing you as she, was here, and she goes,
and here is actually where your father installed the less than savory addition to your home.
That's a good addition.
Oh, I'm hoping that you actually keep terrible people here as opposed to your own flesh and blood.
That would make more sense to me.
Perfect. Great. Wonderful.
At which point Dathana goes,
Laeral, shut up. Let him go. Oh, yes, fine.
Marshall's older Raven Guard is losing his shit, by the way. He thinks all this is hilarious, and he is also very much inspired by your generosity. So you, Leo, you would know this, that Baldur's Gate typically has some pretty poor slums, and servants and house people are treated pretty poorly. So that display, very much a good, with your passive insight and current class selection, I'm totally cool with you having like full knowledge of that. So you make your way down. It's a very steep spiral staircase that seems to have been dug and then roughly hewn from stone into a dark set of dungeons where you see that there are 3 cells. In the first of which there is no one, in the second there is no one, but at the very third you find the form of your half-brother, who is currently chained to the side of the wall, and as you walk in, he looks at you, one eye swollen shut, and he goes, well, aren't you a sight for fucking sore eyes?
Salabar, how are you hanging there?
Literally hanging.
Yeah, no, how's it going?
Oh, it hurts.
Okay, well, you want out?
Please, I'm guessing by you being here, Dad is...
Dead.
Wasn't gonna go with that, but doesn't make me any less happy.
Dead. 2 times. Let's get you out of there.
Seems like a plan. You see him it hits him and he goes, I don't care. And then
oh, I gotta find Daxio also and have him claim me a room.
I'd say you can do that. As he runs off, you can dart after him. And
do any of these rooms like attach, like get him one next to me so I can be all like he's gonna work for this?
I'm sure there's a room there's like that in this house. There's a few of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
I want my old room.
Leaf is gonna set himself up nicely.
I'm assuming I'd want
the
it.
Cauldron.
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say that you all, Leo
Also,
and Fleetfoot, would go about selecting their rooms.
The second nicest room that's open is for my mom.
You got it. Which would be pretty close to the... so the majority of the bedrooms are located in the secondary tower to the left-hand side of the large open entryway.
Mm-hmm.
I call top.
There are also some rooms on the right tower as well. Those typically are where now Daxio and Martha are going to be setting themselves up. So okay, yeah. So
if I at all can, seriously, I would like to be the crazy wizard on the top of the tower. Okay.
So there are. You would know that
that's not the room that I'm asking for.
Your room is sitting. So it's 3 levels. Fairly open space. First level would be where your, where your father's quarters were. Second level is where there's the most dense concentration of bedrooms. And then the third is typically a study, a small library, and then a observatory that's set in that with an opening. You would notice...
I'm most likely to blow things up, so...
As you continue to move through, that the library and observatory seem to be untouched. They're gathering dust. A large selection of books, histories, and a very nice observatory that seems to be of... has not been touched in years with the amount of dust that's collected. On the rightmost tower, it is 2 stories, and then the dungeon beneath. The first is kind of this open pantry storage area where there are supplies kept, what would be a rudimentary meat locker and pantry, and just essential gathering and storage facility. The second level of this is something akin to an armory, and then a number of smaller bedrooms, with both towers moving up and having a very nice view of the city.
Awesome.
So I will say, what I will do is I will get you all the map of this.
That'd be great.
Printed, so you all can then have your room selection, and I'll mark on the rooms on that where what those rooms look like. Sound like a plan? So I'll get that posted and to you all probably middle of this week.
Whenever.
Cool.
So you all have the Cauldron.
So Salazar, also, now that you're out,
Yeah,
I heard you were demoted last week.
absolutely.
Well, you just got promoted.
Fuck.
Dad's old job is yours. Good luck.
I'm not still serving that asshole.
No, we killed him too.
Good. Approved.
But Dad's old job is yours.
Great.
Also, Meat's Soup Group is moving into the house, and so is my mother, who we thought was dead.
He just sits for a moment, absorbing all of this information, and just kind of nods to himself and goes, yeah.
This is invasion.
Okay. Seeing as I was a prisoner in my own home anyway, I'm very happy just being a resident again.
Yeah, you live in my house now.
I'm cool with that.
Good.
Better than Barash.
And my 2 mothers now.
Yeah. I've always wanted to meet Nala.
Well, you'll meet her. She's just resting right now over at the bar.
He looks at you, confused for a moment. Okay.
Merchant's Rest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. All right. Well, anything you need me to do, or should I go clean out the office? Not here. He did never come here, as I'm sure you've noticed. His old office.
No, I'll take care of his office.
Okay. I would love to accompany you.
Okay, well, let's go take a peek in there.
Okay. So I'll say that can be as a part of these that you do for that 6 hours that you have to yourself. It'll probably take about half that time. So through all of this, you would have also met your cook, who is this burly half-orc woman who kind of comes up to you, all hair tied back in a very tight bun, salt and pepper hair.
How much is 1 gold in copper?
That'd be 100 copper.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Give you 100 copper a day for that.
As you walk into the kitchen, she kind of looks around and she goes, "Hey, what are you all doing here?
Well, we're your new boss. Well, I'm your new boss anyway.
You have a family resemblance, I suppose. I heard it from Martha and them. Name's John Newell. John Newell.
Perfect.
You have any food preferences, or?
Meat soup. I hope you have a good recipe.
It's stew.
That's the word for the carpet. How'd you know that?
She looks at you, utterly confused, and says, "Well, this is going to be more eventful than what it was in the past. So, yes, I have some great stew recipes back from my old, my other life.
If you're going to work here, I'm going to insist you call it meat soup. Also, I don't know if you heard everyone else got a raise.
I did hear that.
Yeah, well...
She kind of looks at you a little expectantly.
The first guy's getting a gold.
Yeah.
Well, and the other girl's getting, 10 silver.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
And so, since you're cooking, I thought, 100 copper sounds fair.
She blinks 3 times. And can I just get that converted into, 1 gold piece, or...
What? That's ridiculous. That doesn't add up to a gold.
You're right. 100 copper pieces it is. And she smiles. Her tusks kind of just emerging a little bit. One is a little chipped. The other just comes out. And she says, "I will be more than happy to collect it in the exact amount every week."
Perfect. I'm glad you'll be staying on.
You like meat soup, you say?
I do.
I'll get to making a batch right now. I'll give you 3. You can sample what you like.
That sounds great.
Perfect. I'm sure it does. Okay. Her name is John Newell. JA''Nuel.
Okay, just wondering.
You got it.
All right.
So I will say that really kind of takes care of, other than you guys are actually going to be going out and taking care of the different effects in the home, choosing your rooms. I'll get that map to you. What would you like to do with the remaining 6-ish hours or so? You are going to take 3 to clean out the office. I'll say that in that time, you and your half-brother go.
I also have to talk to my stepmom and tell her that mom's moving in.
I will also say that we'll add that into part of the 3 hours, and Cereball's going to be there too, which makes it go over a little bit better. You can just sense, even with your passive insight, you can sense it's going to be awkward. But they'll hopefully move past it. cleaning out his office, you don't really find too much. It seems just general state of affairs and business. There's a ledger of what's taking place in terms of the Royal Guard, and a list of rotations and assignments for the battalions under his command. That Cerebral tends to look at and peruse and just go, "Ah, shit, he mismanaged this so bad."
Well, at least you can turn it around.
He looks at you and goes, God, just okay. Yeah, we'll turn it around. Man, you sure you don't want the job?
No, I told them that you'd be better at it. Plus, you'll have people working under you that can take off some of the workload. You just have to pick them out yourself.
Well, yeah, who else would do it? I'm firing all the old ones because they're too stupid to realize that Barash was a piece of shit.
That makes sense.
Okay, we're in agreement.
See, you're already better at this than he was.
A fence post could be better at it than he was. So I'd say that takes place over those 3 hours. You still have about 3 to yourself. Leotaurus and Leaf, during this time, what would you all like to be doing in the final half day you guys have before setting off?
Daxio and I are going to set up my chambers and his rooms and stuff. We're going to clean part of the house.
You got it. Daxio would be, oh, yeah, absolutely. What, you want that? Okay, perfect. And you just kind of helping you. And you'd see him attempt to reach out and try to make some form of relationship. So tell me about your family. And just
that's fine. We'll talk.
Yeah, you got it. And you collect a bit of information about him. He's been working for the family for an extended period of time. Watch Balysar grow up from ages 4 to when Balysar was forced to leave. So he has that, and he just kind of mentions it offhand. Leo,
go shopping.
What would you like to buy?
I just want to go look at clothes.
Clothes?
Yeah.
Would you like to look at clothes in the castle? Give me an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
I have an assistant who knows all of your childhood stories now.
I literally, when you picked, I'm looking at his information like, this is great.
Ooh.
I'm really glad you did that, actually. That'll be cool.
What was it?
Investigation.
Okay.
So that's a 6.
Ooh, a 6.
You have a sweet, badass.
So it takes you
secretary.
the entire 6 hours to find a single shop that you would like.
Really?
Yeah. You are blown away at the size of the castle ward. You find yourself stumbling through a number of different shops.
I think I had in my backstory that there were servants at the house, but not that much.
But that means I get to play with it.
I know, I like it.
So you find a quaint shop in the castle ward towards the district as it transitions to the trade ward. And it is called Needle and Thread. And it seems to be a pincushion on a wooden hanging sign outside with a bright purple cushion and a number and a pin weaving through with a spindle of thread atop as well. You make your way inside and you see this rather flamboyant looking man who, why, hello and welcome. How might I help you?
Just looking for some new clothes.
What would you like? What would you like? What would you like? I see that you might need new things.
Yes, I would like it to go more with this cape that I have.
Might I? And he kind of gestures and reaches out for it. This is an elven man, very pointed ears, angular face, long flowing red hair that he kind of has down his shoulders, wearing what looks to be purple silks and a long white silver cape. And he reaches out and says, might I take a look?
Yes.
He looks at him. Fantastic materials, far beyond any of the more rudimentary craftspeople around here, and frankly, a little bit beyond what I could do. But what would you like to match? Simply an overcoat to go over your, and he kind of gestures to your this here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, what would you like? And he kind of gestures. This seems more of a custom piece of work, and if you would like to commission that of me, I would be more than happy to.
Cool, let's do that.
That would cost you 2 silver pieces?
Yeah.
For just a simple cloak. If you would like to add some additional flair, we can make it 5. And he leans in real close, just kind of one eyebrow raised.
Sure.
Would you like, what sort of colors are you looking for?
Just what matches. I don't know. What are the colors of my...
He just looks at you and says, well, you have purples, you have black, you have some silver, some gray. I'm imagining, and he thinks for a moment, we could do a base of a deep purple, and then do some trimmings of black on the outside, and then where the sleeves go, perhaps some white.
Okay, that sounds good.
Fantastic. It will take me 2 days.
Are we gonna be here for 2 days? Would I know this?
I would say you would know.
Like a day and a half is what we're looking at.
And you're already on the second part of that day in the last kind of 6 hours of this.
Well, I'm gonna have it anyway since we're having a home base over here.
Yeah, like you can pick it up when we get back for sure.
I could,
Yeah.
while you're picking it up, I could deliver as well. If that would
Oh,
be better.
Deliver it to and deliver it to the house for me, as well.
There are a lot of houses.
I don't.
You would, since you were able to navigate, you would be able to kind of mention and guide the individual 100%. You'd be able to.
Sure, you could say the state of Barash, and they would know probably.
The state of Barash.
Ah. Okay. I will have it delivered there. Martha will pick it up.
Yes.
Yes, that works.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with that, he strokes the small like soul patch sort of goatee he has on his face. It was just thin and wispy and a bit like auburn brown. He goes, interesting place to stay. Not the nicest of people.
He's dead.
He stops stroking the soul patch for a moment. I'm not going to ask any more questions, but it will be delivered in 2 days' time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anything else that we might be able to assist you with here?
No, but I might be back for more outfits.
Perfect. My name is Adenel. Please, come back whenever you'd like.
Thank you.
Okay. I have no idea what Fleetfoot wants to do, but I'll have that conversation with him at a later time. This time has passed. Anything else that you all would like to do?
Go back.
You're like, this fucking weirdo who I just met. You've met a racist old woman in one of these in El Chirel at these clothing shops you go to. You met this terribly racist old woman, and now, literally, of all the shops you could have gone to, I'm like, okay. That's the one. All right. Prepping for your travels, I would say that at this point, Ulder would kind of have come back and given you an idea of the ship's arrival.
Can we move Nala to the Cauldron?
I would say that would have taken place in this time, and she would have kind of, with your suggestion, found a room and kept herself pretty secluded there for some time, outside of going to gather books. That's the only thing you'd see her really do.
Sounds about right.
After getting room set up, I'm getting with Daxio, and he is basically going to be in charge of my life in Waterdeep while I am gone.
Sounds like a plan. Anything you'd like to specifically request for him to do?
Not at this point in time, but we will have talked about it in the 6 hours that I didn't prepare for because I didn't realize I was getting a manservant today.
I imagine this conversation has to be great. With Zax just being like, so I can do this I can actually run your errands, do your laundry, I can gather
I still have Bubbles, right? Bubbles is still a thing for me?
Bubbles is on the ship.
She would have arrived. So that would have arrived at the sun up the next day, and the offloading. Yeah.
Go get Bubbles.
Yeah.
Start with the stables.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to.
Do we have a stable man?
But there are stables here. We don't have a stable man, no.
I can manage that for you.
Okay, perfect.
There's going to be 4 horses here.
I would be more than happy to.
One of them is a large war horse. He was very costly. I'm sure Fleetfoot would be very upset if anything happened to him.
I would imagine Fleetfoot kind of pokes
Balysar?
his head into the... His
Good
name's
old
Balysar.
Yes.
Treat him nice. And he just kind of pokes his head back into
You're
his
welcome,
room.
guys. You don't need to hire a stable master because the guys here is being very generous.
Thank you.
I appreciate the
don't
pay.
have
Am I here?
We should probably hire at least a boy from the street somewhere, give him a place to sleep up in the stables, and give him some money just to watch the horses.
If you'd like to do that, I'd say that's very manageable in the time that you guys have.
Cool.
You want to do that?
Yeah, let's go do that.
I mean, if you're literally just going to be walking through the street to attempt to find an orphan.
No, just like I'm.
Oh, you would be asking
Dax,
Daxio?
can you
Oh, yeah.
can you handle getting a stable boy?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you're going to have plenty to do. You don't need to watch 4 horses on top of that.
For sure. I will find someone close.
Or guests of our
That's fair.
glorious Cauldron that would need horses watched, or errands run through town or something. I don't know. You saw how just the increase in pay affected Marshall.
I need to go to a bank while I'm here.
You can go to the same bank you went to transfer all that money from silver to gold.
Okay. I'll go there.
Okay. So what would you like to do while you're there?
I need to open up a savings account.
Okay. So I would say that there is a minimum amount of gold that would need to stay in the account in order for them to keep it active.
Okay.
Which is 10 gold pieces. So as long as you have at least 10 gold pieces in your
Welcome to Waterdeep Federal Credit Union, sir.
in your account, which is the Royal Bank of Waterdeep, you would be able to.
I would like to keep around, let's say, 3,000 gold in that bank.
Well, okay. Given the conversational track, the white glove treatment would immediately begin. And they would be more than happy to assist you in whatever you needed done.
Yeah, I need a savings account.
And also ask you if you had any friends.
So you got any friends?
You do.
They're looking for referrals at this point. They're like, oh, shit. That's a lot of fucking gold.
Yeah.
But I would say with the remaining 3 hours or so, you'd be able to do that.
Okay.
Accomplish that pretty well. At the same time, there would be a pretty constant presence of a rotation of Ulder Ravengard, Laeral, and Dathana, just not really interacting or trying to be an imposing presence, just there to assist in the kind of transfer of information and assist in the process of getting the paperwork and ownership really transitioned. You would all surmise that the Dagult Neverember, who was introduced as the Open Lord of Waterdeep, would handle most of that, but strangely you see Laeral taking more of that kind of open approach to assisting in this transition. Make of that what you will.
Bag of holding a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now the carpet will fit. So with that, you all have established the Cauldron as your keep for the time being, as well as the residence of Cerebral and your stepmother and your mother.
While I was at the bank, could I have set up it so Dax could get the wages once a week?
If you wish, yes.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that they have that noted then.
Don't worry about Dax.
That's party gold.
Dax is not party gold.
Fair, but he can get the wages out of there.
For everybody else.
Okay.
Okay, so as long as they have that instruction and you're able to instruct Dax of that, then...
Or the lady can do it. I don't care. Someone
Martha?
from the house.
I mean, that's fine.
Someone
That can
from
be
the
part of
house.
Dax's.
So if you give them the list of names of acceptable people to pick up those wages, they'll have them prepped.
Okay. The 3 people that live at the house can pick up those wages.
Got it. And those wages will be for 2, so that'll be the 2 gold pieces per week.
It comes out in
10 silver and 100 copper. They look at you very strangely, but given the amount of money you've deposited, they don't give a shit.
Part of Dax's duties, I'll give him 3 gold a week with instructions to please go ahead and change out if they would like. No, I'm kidding.
He'd do it. He'd 100% do it too. So.
Go ahead and change it out and then just deposit it back in. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Transition, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so as you all are prepped and ready, Dathana and Laeral would appear on the day as you've all kind of gathered together, getting your things prepped and ready. Ulder Ravengard would also have kind of appeared a little bit afterwards, and Dathana looks at you all. Well, at this point, if you'd like to travel to Balysar Bridge, feel free, or at least the outskirts in the area. Based on the note that you all have found and the divination that I have done of the area, it seems as if the hills are... Where would you like to be placed? At Balysar, in the village settlement or nearby, or close to the hills?
Just outside the settlement.
Did I even get a chance to sleep in my new bed?
You have. Yes, you've had 1 night. Actually, no, this would be 2. You'd have 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is my No.
Yeah.
Is my clothes on?
All right. Well, as long as I've had at least.
No,
a night,
because you went on the
No.
second day to go do that. Because the first day is literally all just establishing the keep. That is a day's worth of work.
Can't wait till I can teleport and just poof back.
I have to tell you, it is quite fun. Laeral kind of nuts.
No
It
more
is.
camping.
It is enjoyable. Yeah.
As much as I enjoy the camping, the bed just so much more company.
There's nice beds in here too. I slept like a baby last night.
They are very. This is lap of luxury, guys. You're, and really not really. This is like.
Have you ever seen Leaf take to domicile before?
No,
I
this
mean,
like.
come on.
This isn't the Hyatt. This is like,
like,
woo.
All right, if I'm gonna do it, this is how I'm doing it.
It's
Let's
like
go,
the
guys.
Ritz. Y'all are living large. Okay, so she would gather together. Ulder would. Well, I would. Shit, I don't know how to do this. Here, and he hands you a pouch containing one greater healing potion, and one standard healing potion. I don't know. Just come back alive. I think this might help y'all do it. Pulled it from my own personal reserve, so please use it. So greater is 4d4 plus 4. Standard is 2d4 plus 2. Laeral would say, well, if you all are ready and you would like to go to the outskirts of the Borscar Bridge, we can send you there. If you are ready.
If we must, I'd really like to sleep in bed again, but okay.
We can sleep in the bed again.
Can't
think
somebody
I'd
else save the
rather-
world just for a week?
I think I'd rather take another night and wait for my outfit.
Guys, it's time to go. Let's get out of here. Transport us now.
I mean, granted I got drunk, but really, can I just?
You want to wait for my outfit with me, Leaf?
I really just want a week vacation, but okay. Let's go.
Fine.
You see Laeral looking back and forth. Dathana is in the back just chuckling to herself. She really...
Because she knows we're going.
Dathana is literally just laughing, and she's enjoying the confusion on Ulder Ravengard's face and Laeral Silverhand's face. She is... You would know your grandmother at this point. It's a pretty big admission for her to kind of step the fuck out, but in this instance, she is really enjoying this. She says, Laeral, it's fine. Just ready the spell, please. And she's, are you sure? Yes, ready the spell.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
And you all gather together, kind of sitting around, and you see Laeral and Dathana link arms, and their eyes both flare a bright blue-white color. And as such, the world around you begins to spin, and all of you, as it begins to fade into a blur, feel a jerk behind your navel, and you lose a sense of self. And it's difficult to tell where you are in space as the colors swirl around you, going from this very deep stone gray appearing in a bright green of the vicinity around you now, filled with trees, rolling hills, grasslands. It looks to be the border between what would be a very lush grassland to a rolling hilly jungle in the distance. As your feet settle back on the ground, you find your world ceasing to move around you. The senses coming back, the smell changing from industry, stone, hay, the sound of hooves and boots on paved and stone roads to grass, moist air, the feeling of humidity sticky against your skin. You've traveled about 250 miles southeast.
Yeah,
The climate has...
The landing's rough on purpose. God.
Yeah, that was kind of harsh.
Looking around, you see in the distance, it'd be a good hour or so walk. I'll get up and show you in just a moment. A good hour or so walk to what looks to be plumes of smoke in the distance, and that would be to your east, to your west. Again, probably about 300 feet is when it begins to really transition into the sort of dense jungle forests of what you would imagine to be the Serpent Hills. So let me go ahead and show you where that is as I get these things changed here. Here we are. Hashtag music. Oh, yeah. Borscar Bridge and the Serpent Hills. Let me show you.
I got them.
We already found it.
Perfect. Yes, you have transported about 250 miles south.
So we're right here. The Serpent Hills are just over here. So we're gonna skirt around the forest.
But we were over.
We were here. So now we're just outside the.
She's done better.
That wasn't far at all. Whatever.
So, what would you all like to do? By the way, at this hour, it was pretty late in the afternoon, so the sun is kind of progressing towards the evening and setting the distance. I'd say everybody give me a perception check really quickly.
1.
11.
14.
Let me roll for Fleetfoot. That fell out, but it was
God, you guys.
13.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
2 of them. Never noticed that before. Now I figured it out.
It is a little bit disconcerting, the speed at which you travel, just kind of appearing in this strange location. Actually, this is what I want. Looking around. Wow, this is weird. Okay. Whew. Where would you like to go?
Towards the bridge.
Okay. And so you'd see in the distance there is a...
I see nothing.
Yeah, I don't either, really.
You would see that in the distance there looks to be a winding river moving. It's fairly large. That seems to progress around that small settlement. And then the... what you would imagine the aforementioned named Borscar Bridge set to the... just to the east of the village itself. You all continue setting out, walking a ways, and find yourself continuing on the edge of the jungle forest next to the Serpent Hills. After about 40 minutes of walking in this way, the village coming ever closer, I would say with your passive perception, Leaf and Fleetfoot would hear, huh, took you long enough. And looking to your right, in a very small camp tucked away in the back of the jungle woods, Leaf and Fleetfoot would see the familiar half-elven form of Tiberon, the Strider.
Hey, look at that.
Hey.
That is going to be where we end tonight's session. Thanks for listening to Natural 20. We meet every Tuesday night to roll dice and try to make it out alive. On behalf of the party, I hope you enjoyed this session. I mean, Tuesdays. Am I right?